Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pod-Catz. I'm Tate, and I'm here with...
Oh, I'm Jose, and I'm here with...
Oh, I'm Randy, and I'm here with...
John.
You might notice there's a fourth person here today. Hi, Randy. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's great to be here.
Good.
I'm only counting three. Tate, Jonathan, Randy.
You need to count yourself, buddy.
Oh.
You have worth.
You matter.
I could take it or leave it on.
So, Randy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Awesome. Do you know why you're here?
Yes, I am told that I am to kill someone and then teach someone how to kill someone. With Pokemon, of course.
Oh, cool. You didn't tell him about the AA meeting?
Huh?
Okay, no, that was just me. If any of y'all aren't aware from the start of this, we are going to be playing Pokemon, but there's a small twist. Me and Jonathan here have never played the card game. So we have our two awesome mentors, Jose and Randy, here to teach us how to play. How do y'all feel about that?
This is just what I do.
It's just what you do.
Yeah. Being a Pokemon professor, it's like, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. Jose's also the Pokemon professor for the shop.
Mm-hmm.
We have two, don't we?
Oh, yes. We also have Logan.
Yeah.
He's our substitute professor.
Substitute professor. It's in case you can't get Professor Oak, you know?
Yeah, you need Professor Choke.
Okay.
Professor Sycamore, I don't know.
I don't know. I just know
Some
Oak.
tree. Yeah.
Professor Tree.
Yeah.
Professor Tree. That sounds like an off-brand kind of thing. Oh. Well, okay. Well, then I'll go ahead and lead us straight into our first thing that we have been doing so far. Randy, what have you been playing?
So for actually playing the game, I've been playing a lot of a deck called Terra Box.
Okay.
And basically what it is there is a mechanic called Terra in the Pokemon card game, which are like Pokemon that can shift types or enhance their own types in the video games. But in the card games, it's basically just an archetype.
Okay.
And what that matters for this deck is there's a lot of cards that care about you having Terra Pokemon. So, for example, things like Noctowl will let you search your deck for any two trainers if you have a Terra Pokemon, or Area Zero, which lets you have 8 bench spots if you have a Terra Pokemon to play.
Okay. And what deck is this exactly that you're playing?
The deck that I've been playing is it's just called Terra Box because you play.
Okay.
Yeah, you play like 5 different Terra type attackers. You have a bunch of crazy energy acceleration in the deck.
Okay.
And so you can basically play a myriad of different attackers to respond to different situations. So like you have the grass and water Ogrepons are your main two, but you also have like the Terra type Pikachu and the Cornerstone Ogrepon, which lets you get out of like weird walling matchups.
Okay.
To
Cool.
get into the etymology of that, the words Terra Box comes from terrassalize and whatever box, because like a lot of times when Pokemon has like an archetype that's like this overarching thing, they just call it whatever it is box. So it'll be like, oh, here's Ancient Box, where you play Ancient Pokemon and it's just a whole bunch of them.
Okay.
Or like Joltik Box, which is just like, okay, cool, that's just Miraidon but with Joltik in it. But like because Joltik is cute, they call it Joltik Box.
Yeah, or way back in the day, the Lost Zone box, which was just a myriad of different things they cared about the Lost Zone. Like the box decks are like really flexible in what they do. They aren't super linear decks.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. And what about you, Jose? What are you going to be playing?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
Yeah, I don't typically play Pokemon. I typically run the events. My main like joy in terms of like deck playing and stuff like that is Charizard.
Okay.
But right now that's pretty bad in the meta. It's supposed to be good pretty soon.
Oh yeah,
supposedly.
Yeah, when Death and Rivals become legal, it's been doing really well in Japan at least. And for context, Japan gets our sets like a month or two early before we do, so like we can like look at Japanese results to kind of get a feel for what our format might look like.
Okay. And also for all y'all who aren't aware, Death and Rivals will be standard legal on the 13th of June. Which can lead us into our next thing. I believe we are starting a new month. Is that correct, Jose?
It's about to be to be June.
This podcast episode will probably come out next week, so that will be the first week of June. So we have a new calendar, and that means new events.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's what it looks
Show it
like.
off, Jose. I made that. It looks very pretty.
Wow.
It's very nice.
It'll be on the screen somewhere too, I think.
Fine, make me do more work. Well, Jose, would we like to go over the awesome events that we're going to have going on?
So when it comes to our events, our weekly events, not much has changed other than, hey, we're playing Expanded on Tuesdays for Pokemon. This is like standard, but with more cards. We're just playing a lot more cards. You can play with anything from the Black and White era and beyond, and minus a ban list. And yeah. You can also play standard cards with it as well. There's a lot of standard cards that are just really good, no matter what format it is. Let's see here. Aside from that, the only other change is in the middle of the month, our draft league is going to change to something else. But we're going to talk about that in a second. So, June 1st, that's a Sunday night, post-close. If you are a Patreon member, you can enjoy the casino night for Pokemon Destined Rivals. It's the newest set in the Pokemon standard rotation. And what is a casino night? Well, casino night is where we sell cards or sell packs at a discounted rate, and then we buy cards at a elevated rate. This is so that you can trade in the cards that you don't want and then get all the cards that you do want, and then you can keep those, right? Like if you pull them. This is also a good way for us to get inventory, and so come that Monday, we should have quite a bit of Destined Rivals in our system if we list them all that night and stuff like that. Otherwise, we're just going to have them in the store somewhere.
Right.
So,
and this episode will be out past that casino night, but the week this does come out, we will have the Final Fantasy casino night, which is on the 8th.
oh yeah, that's right, because it's this Sunday for, well, you're going to see this in the past or the future. When you perceive things, they happened in the past because light and sound take time for it to.
Yeah.
Anywho,
I think Einstein talked about that.
Einstein did talk about that. If you missed it, June is a month where we don't do any Pokemon League challenges, any Pokemon League Cups. And so what happens in June for Pokemon? Well, first off, we gear up and we get ready for, what is it? Worlds. Which happens in August. This is the time for Pokemon to tally up all the championship points and all that stuff. And for stores, what that means is that they hand out a bunch of promos to us. This mid-year celebration, which is June, is going to take place over 4 weeks. And the first week is going to happen June 3rd. And that's going to be a Tuesday. We're going to be playing Gym Leader Challenge, which is a different way to play Pokemon. You play with no rule box cards, and it's a singleton format, so you can play only one copy of each card. And then the other twist is you only play one type. And so you either play all psychics or you play all normal types or whatever. The only difference is that you can play a bunch of different energy types, because otherwise you couldn't play dragons because there's no dragon type energy, right? It also uses the expanded card list, so you can play anything from Black and White and beyond, minus a ban list. It's a way smaller ban list than
It's
expanded.
like a 20 card ban list, I believe.
For expanded, it is. I think
Okay.
for GLC, it's like
For
6
DLC,
or
it's like
7 cards.
10-ish, I think.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's smaller than that. Okay.
Yeah, because you're limited to one copy of each. So
Right.
some of these like really degenerate cards can still be played because you're sacrificing a lot of consistency. And there's not a lot of ways to recycle them because you're not using a lot of like rule box Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah, which are Pokemon that feature a rule box on the card somewhere that state something interesting about the card. Like for example, Radiant Pokemon will say you can only have one Radiant Pokemon in your deck. Period. Like you can't just have you can play one Radiant Greninja, but that means you cannot play Radiant Charizard. Right? So you're locked into that one Radiant. And then like V Pokemon or EX Pokemon take extra prize cards. And that is a rule box that's associated with that card. It'll remind you on
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
But yeah.
The sneaky one is that A-specs are also caught in that.
Yeah, because you can only have one A-spec in your deck. And the rule box is on the side.
Good.
But for the next 3 weeks, those will be on a regular Sunday, and that'll be just regular standard events. And so if you don't have a GLC deck and you want to come by and you want to participate in the mid-year celebration, just come to our regular events. We'll see you there. That'll be the... I haven't written down here, do I? Yeah, the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd for those of you guys keeping track at home. All right, the big one. The big kahuna. Final Fantasy pre-release. The 6th and the 7th of June. Yes. 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Friday, and then 1 p.m. on Saturday. Please join us for the pre-release. For those of you guys who have pre-ordered, thank you for pre-ordering, and enjoy your $5 off your pre-order. Entry fee will be $40 if you pre-order, or $45 the day of. And then On the 8th, like Tate mentioned earlier, it's the casino night for that. And so if you are a Patreon member in the $25 tier or up, link in the description or wherever whatever it's called. If we posted it somewhere else, then it'll be
There is a post going out tomorrow anyway, so
yes.
which is
Tomorrow, which is going to be several days in the past.
May 29th. It will be going out May 29th.
But yeah, so for those of you guys who don't know, Casino Night is a night where we buy cards at an elevated rate and we sell packs at a discounted rate. I've already said these words, and so I'm going to skip to the next event. June 14th is the day before Father's Day, and so we're going to be trying to do some Father's Day events. So first off, the Warhammer event will be 1,000 points. And this is a lot less points than we normally do for a Warhammer event, and that's because we're hoping that everybody has a little more survivability. Papa Nurgle has blessed everybody and is giving every model a 5-up Feel No Pain.
Thank you, Papa Nurgle.
Papa Nurgle. Yes, sir. With that, if you do have a Feel No Pain already, then the Feel No Pain it won't replace anything. It won't give you any bonuses. You just choose one Feel No Pain over the other. Basically, what that means for non-Warhammer players is that 1/3 of the time, anytime you would take damage, you just don't take damage. Because you roll a d6, and on a 5+, you don't take damage.
Mm-hmm.
Also, on June 14th at 1 p.m. is Father and Me D&D. Join Rico, the Dungeon Master, that day in having fun doing some Father's Day activities. With maybe it's a big fishing adventure. I think that'd be funny. There is a giant that's trying to work on like repairing something, and he needs you to hold the light cantrip, and he's constantly telling you that it's in the wrong position.
I have to climb an ancient mountain that has an active volcano that has the sentient mega grill. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Barefoot both ways.
Barefoot both ways, uphill in the snow. All right, June 18th. This was a special day. I mentioned it earlier. So typically on Wednesdays we have draft nights, but starting June 18th, we're going to have a special draft because, hey, Final Fantasy will be a legal set to draft with. And so we're doing some Chocobo racing. Chocobo Racing Draft League is going to be a thing where every time you attend, you'll get a certain number of points. And then anytime you win a match, you'll also get a point. And then if you bring a new friend who's new to Magic the Gathering, you'll also get a point. What do those points do? Well, at 10 points, you get an art print. And at 20 points, you get a pin?
You get a really cool Chocobo pin.
Yeah. So if you're bird up in, or if you want Chocobos, what do they say? Que? Does
I don't
the
speak
fantasies?
Chocobo or Choc.
Yeah, they say quack.
Okay. If
Say
you want to
quack.
quet up, no, it's KWEH.
I'm just guessing.
Que. Yeah.
We're going to agree and nod. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we're not going to be playing the Chocobo theme the whole night. I think that'd be hilarious, though.
I mean, there's like 50 different versions of it.
Yeah, I mean, we can loop through all
We
of
can
them.
find a playlist online that just has like every single variant.
There's like a Chocobo mystery dungeon game. We could just play that soundtrack.
That was one of the first like mystery dungeon spin-offs.
Oh, I have a Chocobo like board game that I bought several years ago in Reno, Nevada, with its expansion because the art was so cute.
Okay.
I have not played it yet. I've
I'll play
opened the
with
box.
Maybe
looked
that's
at it,
something we
went,
could
"Oh,
play
cute."
here.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Never some goofy bird-based board games.
Yeah, dumb birds.
Is that June 28th right here? Is that what that says? Mm-hmm. Okay, June 28th. Sorry, the zeros and eights in this font look pretty similar. No, that says June 20th.
Yeah, that's 20th.
So June 20th at 6 p.m. Well, that's a regular Friday night. Join us for the Final Fantasy Commander Party event. There's going to be some special rules. I don't know them yet. I haven't gone over them yet. The promos haven't gotten in yet for me.
He's
but
going
you
to have
can
to deal with like jobs probably.
maybe. I don't know.
That's my guess.
Yeah. I just know that we're going to be playtesting it because I know like we have several rabid Final Fantasy fans in our what is it called, employee base, and so it's like, okay, cool, we'll play the Final Fantasy Commander Party event thingy. So yeah, maybe it'll be like a party up thing. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be sick.
Let's see here, June 21st. That is a Saturday. That is free RPG day. We're going to have 6 different Dungeon Masters at minimum, all running 6 different games at minimum. First come, first serve. And we're also going to have just like a free comic book day where there's like free comics for everybody to have. We have some free modules for you to sample some tabletop RPGs. And if you like them, we'll probably be stocking them at Phat-Catz Gaming. Go to phatcatzgaming.com or visit us at 113 East Concho Avenue in San Angelo, Texas. All right. But yeah, that's a day where we just kind of celebrate the fact that, like, hey, tabletop RPGs or storytelling games all exist. They're all fun. I'm going to be running a game. I think Tate said he'd be running a game.
Yeah.
We have several other employees running games, and we have several other volunteer dungeon masters just kind of hanging out and having fun.
Also, a good thing to point out is it's not just going to be D&D. There will be running different systems.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not going to be running D&D. I'm flipping flopping between Call of Cthulhu and Monster of the Week right now.
Right. I have already chosen I'll be running Root. So
Yeah. I think
Gwen is
Gwen
running
gonna
the
run the
alien
Ooh,
one.
That one's going to be spicy.
Have fun dying.
But yeah, June 21st. That's a Saturday. Also, no, wait. June 27th. That is another Friday night. It's going to take place over our regular Commander Night. Our Commander Night is going to be replaced with the Pride Magic the Gathering event, which is every commander has partner. So every eligible card that is a commander has partner, and you can partner with something else. So if you were ever like, oh man, why can't Alesha, Who Smiles at Death, and Azuri Claw Progress be partners so I could play 5 mana, 2 power creatures? Hilarious. You can do that now. Or you can do something better than that because, it's probably something better than that.
Infinite combo with your
Yeah,
two
you could just put
commanders.
2 commanders that combo with each other in the command zone. I guess you can go like Veto Marilyn so that you can search up the other half of that Sanguine Bond Exquisite Blood combo
Right.
on your upkeep. What are some other busted ones? Or just funny ones? I mean, Chandra
you could go-
Nissa.
You could go Kudo and Elishnorn.
Oh snap! Yeah, Kudo and Elishnorn in the command zone. Well, Elishnorn Grand Cenobite. You gotta be specific because there's like 8 different Elishnorns.
I was just gonna do Godo Danitha. Just call it a day.
Oh, okay.
Well, you guys are thinking of degenerate stuff to do. Oh, okay.
See, I'm also doing fun stuff. I'm just playing Kudo and Ayula, the king and the queen bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to see if I pull any legendary Final Fantasy characters from pre-release and just make 2 commander decks.
I was
with
gonna
partner.
reprise my Slime Boy and 9-fingered Girl deck and bring back 9 to 5 with Felix 5 Boots and 9 Fingers Keen because he doubles combat triggers and she has a undealt combat damage get gates, and so
What is that? I'm sorry for interrupting you, but just really quick, you called her 9 Fingers Girl.
Yeah, because
What's
her
the-
name is 9
Yeah,
Fingers
it's-
Keen because she's
yeah,
got 9
yeah,
fingers.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's my OTP. It's a Slime Boy and the 9-fingered Girl.
Now, does she have 9 fingers on each hand, or she only has 9 fingers total?
I don't know.
These are the questions that we need answered.
There's a quantum superposition of both. So until you collapse the waveform by observing her hands on
I'm gonna look up this crap.
Pride Month, join us June 27th. June 28th, we got 2 different events. First off, at 10 a.m., we have our Modern RCQ event. That is, so it doesn't start at 10. We need you to get there by 10 to sign up and stuff. We start promptly at 11, or at least as prompt as we can. And then, it's a Modern RCQ. We are a 2-slot store because we are a Wizards Premium store. And so that means first place and second place will get an invitation out to the regional championships. And then, we have promos and stuff. So join us for that. Also on the 28th is our Warhammer 40K RGT event. So that's 2,000 points. All the details for that one can be found in the Best Coast Pairings app or the Best Coast Pairings website at bestcoastpairings.com. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Heck yeah!
We'll just leave
All right.
this here for the next people who use the podcast and be like, wow, these are some really cool events.
Yeah. Well, with that, would you 2 be willing to play a game so me and Jonathan can watch and learn?
Jonathan and I can
That
watch
is
it.
actually correct this time. This time.
Y'all are going to have to bleep out what I'm about to say. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Yeah. We
Editor,
fade
edit
to
that
black
out.
and cut back to. we got the Simpsons technical difficulties. Yeah.
I'm hurt.
All right.
So yeah,
What was the question?
will y'all be willing to play a game for?
Nah.
Dang it. Well, I guess that's the podcast. Thanks, guys, for coming.
They're not willing to.
However-
They're obligated.
Professor Jose will.
Oh,
I got my
oh.
laptop.
He has multi-personality disorder. That's what's going on. He's like Moon Knight.
Jose's a MDFC.
Yeah, I'm a modal dual face professor.
Guys, I wasn't told I was supposed to prepare my second phase.
All right. In this world, we have creatures that are called Pokemon. Are you a boy or are you a girl?
Is there a third option?
I mean, there can be. You can
Cool.
pick.
I'll choose boy for now.
All right. I'm ready. What deck are we going to start with? What I don't know.
I'm sorry, I was caught off guard by that.
Yeah. So I have a bunch of decks. I guess since you don't know any of them, you just pick one.
Okay.
Just don't pick this one because that is technically a GLC deck.
Okay, we're picking that one then.
No, that's an illegal deck.
Which color box looks the best?
Mm-hmm.
I like this color.
You like that
We're
color?
choosing this one.
Oh, buddy.
What is it?
That's hilarious. Hey, are you playing Raging Bolts?
I mean,
No.
I think that's the deck that has been decided for me, correct?
I think that's the
Yeah.
deck that has been decided for me.
Are you playing Raging Bolt?
I am also playing Raging
Oh,
Bolt.
are we just
Raging
gonna
Bolt
have-
versus Raging Bolt.
All right, we're going to have two big
Rock'em
idiots.
Sock'em Robot Mirror.
As y'all get ready, I'm gonna zoom in the camera so
Oh,
we can
boy.
watch y'all's board.
I also have a question. Which one of you has the most accolades in Pokemon?
What do you mean, like?
Any accolades? Who has the most, or who has the most prestige?
I mean, we both dropped out at San Angelo in round 6, or San Antonio round 6. But I guess my biggest ones is I've won a few league challenges and cups, and that's mostly it.
Yeah, I can't participate in league challenges and cups because I run the league challenges
Ah.
and
Yeah,
cups.
so it's a little bit of an unfair comparison.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did. That was my first regional that we went to that one time in San Angelo, and I did just as good as Randy, despite not going to any other regionals or getting any practice at league cups or challenges.
That's
So
pretty impressive.
Yeah, 'cause-
I don't know. Maybe being a professor is an advantage.
Yeah, because I think I had 3 wins, 3 losses. You had 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 ties, I think.
Yeah.
Which is,
Technically better, but like
I think it's like 1 point difference. Like,
I
it doesn't really
it-
matter.
Yeah, I mean whatever.
We
but-
both went and played GLC.
Yeah, we both played GLC, and I think he did better in GLC than I did, mostly because I don't care.
Yeah, I was like 5-1 in GLC that whole weekend.
Goodness.
Yeah, I think I went 1-4. for
Is GLC also a multiplayer format?
No, it's a single player 1v1
Okay.
format.
Yeah, multiplayer doesn't really
Welcome back, Dave.
work in the rules of Pokemon, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I have better credentials as far as like tournament organization goes because I do have professorship status. I'm a judge. I've got organization level 1 status, and I'm working on like leveling that up a little bit this year, or at least this month, I guess, just because I almost forgot to re-up it, and so I'm like, you know what? Let's re-up it and go a little further beyond.
Heck yeah.
He definitely knows the rules a bit better than me, that's for sure.
Yeah, or at least the tournament procedure rules. All right, so in Pokemon, it's exactly a 60 card deck. We're playing standard.
Okay.
To cut. So that means the only cards we can be playing are any cards with regulation markers that say G, H, and I in the bottom left-hand corner of the card.
Okay.
This is any cards that are included in the Scarlet and Violet set. Well, I got some dice too, so we don't have to reach all the way across.
That sounds preferable.
Okay.
So as y'all are playing, me and Jonathan are going to ask y'all some questions and maybe just get some commentary as we watch because we are very curious. So what are these dices? What do these dice account for?
So we have damage dice, and then typically there's 1 or 2 larger dice that are easy to read that we use to flip a coin with. Pokemon has a lot of flippy coin mechanics. I have the Pokemon regulation, like little beep, beep, beep. There's a Pikachu heads or tails coin
Okay.
dice thingy. And he's just got regular old XY.
Yeah, I've got the dice from the XY collection, like way back in the day, tail end of X and Y.
Okay. So what is the main focus of these decks y'all are playing? Because I know y'all are technically playing the same deck. What is y'all's goal with it?
Raging Bolt is a deck that heavily requires like energy being put on your Pokemon and then tries to knock out your opponent's Pokemon in 1 hit. essentially.
Okay.
There's a little more nuance to it nowadays because Badoo kind of like has warped the format around itself. Badoo is a Pokemon that has 30 HP. It's a baby Pokemon, a grass type, and for 0 energy or mana for translating, you can do 10 damage to your opponent, and then also they can't play item cards, which you'll see we play a lot of item cards, and I like to describe for Magic players, right? Pokemon is like playing Storm in Magic the Gathering, except that you don't win immediately every single time you storm off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the biggest thing is that the thing in our game that has a cost is attacking. But our like item cards, we can just play as many as we want. Like imagine every single card was like a lotus petal.
Okay.
Or a cantrip, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all your tutors are free. They're limited in scope, but they're free. And then all you're trying to do is map out good prize cards. So when you play Pokemon, you'll have 6 prize cards off to the side. Anytime you knock out an opponent's Pokemon, you'll take at least 1 prize card, maybe, depending, because some Pokemon have effects that say, hey, you take less, and some Pokemon say, hey, you take more. Oh, wait, do you have an example?
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab some cards to have like examples of what we're looking at.
Nice.
So, like for example, this is what like a Pokemon card might look like,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then I'm gonna grab some of the other ones as well, so we can describe how trainers work.
Oh, yes.
There are trainers in a
So-
Pokemon game?
There are essentially 3 different card types. There's Pokemon, trainers, and then energy. And then each of those have different subtypes. And so you have basic Pokemon, which you can play on your bench or in your active zone. They're the baby forms or whatever. And then you have stage 1s and stage 2s. These are your evolved forms. You have trainer cards, which is kind of like every single thing that you would see other than creatures in Magic the Gathering. Like these are your sorceries, these are your enchantments and all that stuff. And we have, do we have one of each here?
I have one of each.
All right. So we have trainer item cards, which are just cards that you can play from your hand. They might have costs associated with them. Like Ultra Ball says you must discard 2 cards to play this card. These are basically just free cards. You can play as many item cards as you want on your turn, and even has a rule box on the bottom that says you can play as many item cards as you want on your turn. Then we have supporters, which feature characters from the game. Supporters typically feature powerful effects, though they do have some really common and uncommon supporters that are kind of mid, honestly. These cards are once per turn effects. They don't typically have costs associated with them. Some of them do. But you can just kind of play them, and then they do the thing. In this case, Boss's Orders just says, hey, one of your Pokemon on the bench for your opponent, just swap it up to the front, right? Which allows you to target down key Pokemon that your opponent might have, or put something in the front that might be useless for your opponent's next turn.
And relevantly, if you are the person going first, you cannot use a supporter on your first turn.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. That's a recent rules change. Well, I say recent. It was post Sun and Moon.
Yeah, started in Sword and Shield.
Yeah. So, it catches up some old players, but it's if you're going first, you can't play a supporter. However, if you're going second, you can play a supporter in your first turn. So there's some power going second. In addition, your Pokemon can't attack on your first turn. However, if you're going second, you can attack. In both cases, going first, going second, you draw at the beginning of your turn.
Yeah,
it's not like Magic in that regard.
And
Okay.
also, unlike Magic, if you go first, you do get to draw a card at the start of your turn.
I just said that.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. That made more sense to me.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Just right over your head, huh?
Ah.
Next type of trainer card are the recently changed. No, never mind. Sorry, we're going with stadiums. Stadiums are kind of like global enchantments. You can only have one stadium on the field at a time. If your opponent plays a stadium, it'll replace your stadium. You can't play a stadium with the same name as a stadium already in play, and so you can't just replace your stadium with another thing. These typically have effects that both players can utilize, right? So, for example, Area Zero Under Depth says while the stadium is in play, if you have a Terra-type Pokemon, you can have 8 Pokemon on your bench space, and this works for both you and your opponent. There's also some stadiums like Artazon, which say once during your turn, you can search your deck for a basic Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, and then add it to your hand. Or you put it onto the bench. I think it's put it onto the bench.
The Artisan puts directly into play.
And then both players can use that effect. And so it's a kind of a double-edged sword where you're kind of hoping your opponent can't capitalize on your stadium, or you're playing a stadium that like does something bad to both players. For example, Jamming Tower is a really popular stadium right now that says all effects of tools don't work, which is really nice because that leads into our next card type, which is Pokemon Tools. Recently changed from item cards. These are like equipment or auras for your Pokemon. You can only have one tool at a time on a Pokemon, unless a rule says otherwise. And they typically provide some sort of static bonus or some buff. In this case, Rescue Board says the retreat cost of a Pokemon costs 1 less, which we'll go over later. And then also, if that Pokemon has 30 or less HP, you can retreat it for free.
I'll be honest, I keep forgetting that last line of text.
Yeah, it rarely ever comes up. But when it does, it does. Yeah. And then there's some tool cards that say stuff like, hey, gain bonus HP, or this Pokemon does more damage. All kinds of really cool, crazy stuff. And then the fact that tools exist as a separate card type, because this is a very recent change from Scarlet Violet. They used to just be item cards that you would attach to Pokemon before. But yeah, just like item cards, you can play any number of tools as you want, but you can only play one tool per Pokemon. And if you want to play a new tool on a Pokemon, you have to find a way to get rid of that tool. You can't just replace it with a new tool.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're like, oh man, I'm going to attach this Rescue Board to this guy, and then later I'm going to put a Defiance Band on him. Well, you better have a way to get rid of that Rescue Board, because you can't just play Defiance Band, remove Rescue Board. Yeah. All right, lastly, this one's pretty easy. It's energies. They come in a couple of different colors, a couple of different flavors. You got, green, you got purple, you got red, and then you got non-basic as well. So all basic energies just provide an energy of that color. This is what you use to make attacks happen. So if we look back to Latios real quick, it has an attack that says for 2 purple, or 2 psychic energy and 1 colorless energy, which is representative of any type. That's your generic mana symbol, right? You can use that attack, and then it does its effects. It does damage, it has whatever effects it has. And then in the bottom right-hand corner of the card, you'll notice a retreat cost. That is how many energy that you need to remove from that Pokemon and then send to the discard pile in order to move that Pokemon from the front to the bench. There's ways to circumnavigate this, and a good example of that is right in front of you. Latias EX says, hey, Pokemon that are basic just have free retreat cost.
Oh, okay.
And you can retreat a Pokemon once a turn. That doesn't mean that Pokemon can't move multiple times a turn, because there are some item cards and some supporter cards that will swap your Pokemon for you. So there's that.
What is the benefit of making a Pokemon retreat back to the bench?
So whenever your opponent knocks out one of your Pokemon, they take a prize card, and they get that much closer to winning.
Okay.
Right? And so if your Pokemon is hurt, you can retreat it and then swap it out so that your opponent can't get rid of it.
I see.
Yeah. Oh, here's an example of a non-basic.
Yeah, this is what a special energy would look like.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's shiny.
That's reversal energy. It provides 3 energies for a stage 1 Pokemon, but only if you have less prize cards than your opponent.
Okay.
Or more prize cards than your opponent, because then you've taken less prize cards. Yeah. So, you would retreat to move up a key attacker, because when you retreat, you have to put something forward. Or you can retreat to run away from some damage to mitigate your opponent taking some prize cards and stuff like that. There's multiple reasons to retreat. Maybe some Pokemon have effects that only activate in the active zone, right? So, for example, Volcanion EX is a good example of that, where it says once per turn, you can just burn your opponent's active Pokemon, but you can only activate this if he's in the front. Ditto is another such example where he says if he's the active Pokemon, you can swap him out for any basic Pokemon in your deck. He essentially acts as the 5th or 6th or 7th copy of any Pokemon you need, because he just transforms into that Pokemon.
Right.
Yeah, also, the biggest reason that retreating is a big deal is because the active Pokemon is the only Pokemon that can actually attack, and also is typically the one that is receiving attacks.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's 6 prize cards to win the game. And then that doesn't mean you have to knock out 6 Pokemon, because, like I said, EXs account for 2 of those.
I see.
Yeah. And then there are some cards that'll modulate that, like Luxury Cape grants bonus HP to your Pokemon at the cost of also giving a bonus prize card to your opponent.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And there's also cards like Iron Hands, for example, that when it takes a knockout with a specific attack, you'll get extra prize cards.
Yeah. And then Lily's Pearl, when you attach to a Lily's Pokemon, your opponent will take 1 less prize card for knocking out that Lily Pokemon. So there's a lot of different ways that you can play the game. And in fact, sometimes prize cards aren't the end-all be-all. I regularly and frequently play mill decks, which don't care about their prize cards. I think the only thing that matters in that scenario is, do the prize cards have something that I need? In that case, there's some cards that will shuffle the prize cards back in the deck, put out some new prize cards, all that good stuff.
And sometimes being behind on prize cards is actually a good thing for you.
Yes.
Because there are some cards that care about if your opponent has more prize cards left for you. So, for example, the reversal energy that was just on the table, or something like Countercatcher, which is a boss's orders on an item card, but only if you're behind on prizes. So you get to force your opponent's bench up to the active.
Okay.
Yeah. And there are several cards like Iono, which it'll say both players shuffle their hand, put it on the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards equal number of prize cards, which is devastating when you're playing Raging Bolts, obviously, but I mean, maybe not obviously to you guys, obviously to our audience, because Raging Bolt wants to take prize cards really, really fast, and they require cards in hand to do so. And so the moment you start knocking them down to, like, if they have one prize card left, and you play Iono, they're shuffling their hand, putting it on the bottom, and drawing one card, which is a really rough way to be.
Okay.
Cool. You think you're ready to observe a game?
Yeah.
All right. First things first. Oh, yeah. I will say heads. Typically in Pokemon, there's coins. That's a tails.
That's a tails.
'Cause that's a 1. Instead, we flip, we roll a dice, and then evens are heads, odds are tails.
Okay.
That was a 1, so he gets a pick.
Yep.
He's going to go second.
I'm going to go second.
Oh. Okay.
So the reason why I know this is because, well, since we're both playing Raging Bolts is a deck that consistently wants to go second, because supporters and being able to attack is really, really important. There are some decks that want to go first and want to go second, and some decks that don't give a crap.
Yeah, and this is actually a really weird instance of sometimes Raging Bolt deck doesn't hate going first anymore because it's playing a lot of setup cards now.
Okay.
And so in this specific matchup, it's kind of interesting because if, for example, he sets up a board of nothing but 1 prizers, that's really awkward on me because I want to take 2 prize cards every turn.
Yeah. Thank you, Badoo. For your service. All right. Game start off. You draw 7 cards. And all
right.
we're looking for is a basic Pokemon.
Do you get to mulligan?
Yes, but only if you don't have basic Pokemon. So when you look at your hand and you look at a hand of 7 cards and there's no Pokemon, there's no way to start the game because you have to have a Pokemon to start, right? And so you'll reveal your hand to your opponent, and then you'll show them that there's no basics in your hand, and then you'll shuffle your hand back into the deck and then draw 7 new cards. And you'll repeat this process until one of 2 things happen. You've either found a basic Pokemon, in that case you just start, or you've done it 7 times, or 8 times technically. We'll get to that in a second. Every time you mulligan, instead of losing a card in your hand, your opponent gains an extra card. And it's an optional thing. And so, for example, if I'm playing a mill deck and Randy knows I'm playing a mill deck, then maybe he doesn't take those extra draws, right, for each mulligan that I take, because I might structure my deck into taking a whole bunch of mulligans. Now, what is this 8 mulligan rule? Once you hit about 8 mulligans, or this is your 8th time shuffling your hand back into your deck, a judge will probably intercede and do what's called a judge ball. So you automatically, well, first off, you don't even get to shuffle your deck. The judge then has to, this is a hilarious bit, the judge shuffles the deck. Right? And when a judge shuffles the deck in Pokemon, nobody can cut. And so then the judge immediately goes and flips over cards until they hit a basic Pokemon. Then that becomes your active Pokemon. And then they shuffle your deck again, and then you get to draw 6 cards as your starting hand, and then you get to put out 6 prize cards, and then your opponent gets to select between 0 and 7 cards to just draw in their opening hand.
Does that happen a lot?
No.
Okay.
It has happened on stream once. And it was during the final match of the most recent Pokemon World Championships.
Yeah, literally last year, and it's
Wow.
because the guy who was judge balled was playing 4 Iron Thorns and no other Pokemon. So 4 in 60, that's like a 1 in 20 chance, and so he failed. He basically rolled a nat 1 7 times in a row, and then the judge had to go, okay.
No.
I mean, the odds are a little different because,
He had
math.
4 Pokemon total?
Total.
In that deck? Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Pokemon has a very diverse range of decks that you can play, and whenever people, like Magic players especially, ask, hey, what are the ratio of certain Pokemon to lands, to item cards, and all that stuff? The answer is, it's complicated. It's super complicated because, like, in a deck like Charizard, I'm playing a bunch of Pokemon, but I'm also playing like 5 energies. But that's because Charizard has an ability that just searches the deck for energies and then places them wherever I want, right? So I don't have to worry about drawing into those energies. In fact, I don't want to draw them because I want Charizard to get them for me. Decks like Iron Thorns EX want to play 4 Pokemon because you want to only play Iron Thorns. Iron Thorns has an ability that just says your opponent can't use their Pokemon's abilities unless they're future Pokemon. And most decks aren't playing future Pokemon. So, you know, you only play the one type of Pokemon.
And then there's decks like Snorlax, which will play 1 energy sometimes.
Yeah. So it's all over the place. I think these decks are some of the decks that have the most energies. I'm playing like 11 or 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
Which
that
is a
sounds
lot
right.
for Pokemon, theoretically speaking.
Yeah, Miraidon decks play like 15 to 20.
Oh, yeah, that's probably at the top end. But that's because they have a gambling card. It's an electric generator. You look at the top like 5 cards. Yeah, and then you find 2 energies and you can put them, or 2 electric energies and put them onto your electric Pokemon, however you like, that are on your bench. And so you really want to set that up.
Yeah, so you win or lose games depending on how your gambling goes.
Yeah. All right, let's get started. I have a basic.
I also have a basic, unfortunately.
So we set up face.
Set them face down. Okay.
Yeah, we'll set them face down. We set out 6 prize cards. These are random. We don't get to look at these, and when we take them, we don't have to take them in a specific order.
Okay.
But there's always 6.
Do you draw the prize cards, or do
Yeah,
you?
the prize cards will go to your hand when you knock out your opponent's Pokemon.
I see. Okay.
All right, I'm going first.
Yes.
And we'll flip. Squawk Start, huh? Mm-hmm. So these are both Pokemon that have abilities on them. So some Pokemon have more than attacks. These have abilities. That's a Pokemon that you don't want to see in the front when you're playing Raging Bolt. But we'll get to that on Randy's turn. I'm going to start by drawing a card. I'm going to play this basic Pokemon. So basic Pokemon, you can play as many of them as you want. As long as you have bench space. In this game, we have 5 bench spots. Unless a card says otherwise.
Okay.
Area 0, a card we showcased earlier, will just say, like, hey, if you have a Terra Pokemon on your bench, which Teal Mask Ogerpon is, you can have 8 bench spaces. This will matter in this game. All right. Just like Magic Gathering, you can also only play 1 basic energy a turn, unless you have an effect that says otherwise. So in this case, I'm going to activate Teal Mask Ogerpon EX's Teal Dance effect. Once during my turn, I can attach a basic grass energy to him, and if I do, I get to draw a card.
He's ramping, I believe.
I am doing what is known as ramping, yes. Okay.
Jonathan,
let's
you've been
see.
awfully quiet. Are you understanding this too?
I think I think I understand everything about Pokemon now.
I understand it now.
I'm ready to win a cup or a challenge.
Yes. You will soon know why having him as your starter is not ideal.
Oh boy.
I think I'm going to Ultra Ball.
Ultra
This
Ball?
is an item. I could play as many of them as I want, but Ultra Ball has a cost, which says I have to discard 2 other cards from my hand.
Okay.
For those of you guys keeping track, this is a yellow bordered card, but this has been reprinted in the silver border for Scarlet and Violet. And so
You can play.
I'm chilling.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's similar.
chill.
It's similar to Magic, where if a card has been reprinted into Standard, you can play the old versions. So, like just like how in Standard you can play old Sleight of Hands, in this game you can play old Ultra Balls.
Cool.
Yeah, and Ultra Ball is important because it just lets me get any Pokemon from my deck and add it to my hand. I will choose Latias EX. And then just put that down. I'm going to play another Ultra Ball. Pitching those 2. I think I'm going to grab...
I wonder if he's grabbing Squawkabilly here.
I'm going to grab Ditto.
Oh,
Now I'm going to use Latias EX's effect. My basic Pokemon in play have no retreat cost. That's not an activated thing. That's just a thing. I'm going to swap in Ditto. He has Transformer to start. Once during my turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, I can search my deck for a basic Pokemon and then turn Ditto into it. I'm going to grab Squawk.
yep.
I don't know why I did it that way. I shouldn't have, honestly. But
I mean,
we can both start with Squawk in the active. I have Latias, so I'm doing a little
This
better.
is turn 1, correct?
yes.
Yeah, I can't attack, but I can do stuff.
This is great. I love that there's so many moving parts. And I am a sucker for decks in any card game that draws a lot of cards and tutors a lot. I love it.
But I'm not done yet, folks.
Oh,
that's
what?
right. Squawkabilly EX has an ability that says Squawk and Seize. Once during my turn, I may discard my hand and draw 6 cards. I can only use one Squawk and Seize ability a turn, or in the game, and I can only do it on my first turn. So I can't do this later.
Whoa.
I'm gonna discard my hand. Oh no!
That's amazing.
Okay, and I'm gonna use these little markers to denote that I've used these abilities. I'm gonna draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3.
I love it.
This is actually, this is kind of cool.
Uh,
Get out of the
we'll,
way, Magic.
Attach an energy to Raging Bolts.
How many energy
well-
can you attach per turn?
Once a turn from your hand, naturally.
Okay.
They're just like land drops. However,
Okay.
Teal Mask Ogrepon has an ability that says I can attach energy for free to draw a card.
So that was your one from hand energy.
That was my
today.
one from hand in this turn.
Yeah, Raging Bolt is one of the decks that can just kind of attach energy freely onto its board. You may or may not see me on my turn attaching 4 or 5 energy.
Awesome.
What did you just put on your bench?
I'm going to play Baby Raging Bolt. So this is a different type of Raging Bolt. So you'll
Okay.
notice that this one doesn't say EX. It has less health. It has smaller baby or attacks. But this guy lets you attack benched Pokemon, which is nice.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, something interesting about this game is that it follows the standard rule of you can only have 4 cards with the same name in your deck. However, Raging Bolt EX and Raging Bolt have different names, so you can play 4 Raging Bolt EX and the Raging Bolt, the baby as well.
I mean, theoretically, I could play 4 Raging Bolts and 4 Raging Bolt EXs.
It's like you have Mario and you have Dr. Mario.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think my turn is over.
All right.
What a turn.
I will start my turn by drawing a card.
Randy's going to complain that he's bricked.
I mean, this hand is actually fine.
You got Squawk, so you're good.
Yeah, I have Squawk.
We both Squawk.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play a Nest Ball, which lets me search for a deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto my bench. And something that like really good players will do frequently is the first time they search their deck, they'll take like a moment to like really look at their deck and figure out what's in it.
Yeah.
Mostly seeing what's not in it, so they can try and determine what's in here.
Gotcha.
And
I
for
did
the-
not do that.
For the sake of shortcutting, I'm only really looking at like one specific card to make sure it's prized, because if it is prized, that's really bad for me. But thankfully, it isn't, and I'll show you what it is soon. I'm gonna find a Raging Bolt.
Oh, boy.
What? I didn't see that one coming.
I'm gonna follow that up with this Unearthen Vessel of my own.
What's that?
So what this does is it is an item card. I can only use it by discarding another card from my hand, and it lets me search my deck for 2 basic energy cards and put them into my hand.
Okay.
Wowee.
I'm gonna find a Lightning and a Fighting Energy.
Is there a maximum hand size in this game? No. Okay.
Following that, I'm going to play Ultra Ball, which has this really funny upside that lets me discard 2 cards from my hand.
I wish I could have done that.
And I'm going to find a second Raging Bolt. And I'm going to shuffle because now I'm done searching.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to assume no cuts since we're like way across the table.
Yeah.
You can
I'll
have
cut it.
Jonathan cut it.
And then I'm going to follow that up with like the single most important card in this deck, Professor Sada's Vitality. It is a supporter card, which means I can only use one of them per turn. And what this one does is I can choose up to 2 of my ancient Pokemon, so my 2 Raging Bolts, and attach an energy card from my discard pile to each of them.
Say ancient right here.
Ah, okay. I was wondering.
That's how
like-
you know they're ancient Pokemon.
She's
wait.
the one from the which Pokemon game?
Scarlet.
Scarlet. Okay.
But wait, there's more. I also get to draw 3 cards because
Because why not? Yeah, Magic players looking at Pokemon the first time, they're like, whoa, you're drawing so much.
I love
I'll
it.
have to like GIF us just reacting to this.
I've done a lot of reaction faces so far. You will have no problem if you just use that camera. camera 3.
yeah, I'm going to follow this up with a yet further Ultra Ball. I'm going to be discarding a Boss's Orders and a Night Stretcher.
So much discard in this game.
Especially with these decks.
Yeah, it's the resource mechanics in this game are weird because it's like number of cards in hand and also number of energies.
I'm going to find my own Latias.
This
Can
is where I
you
die.
pull out of your discard pile in this? a
Oh
lot?
yeah, Night Stretcher is a card that says you could return an energy from your discard pile or a basic Pokemon from your discard pile back to your hand.
Okay.
It's any
Or no,
Pokemon.
it's any Pokemon. You
Any
can
Pokemon,
get, yeah.
basic energy.
Yeah, basic energy, regular Pokemon, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Goodness.
Nice.
You're good.
I'm guessing that has a lot of play.
Oh yeah, there's like Night Stretcher's one of at least in every single deck. Some decks like this typically play more.
Okay.
Like I think most Raging Bolt decks play like 2.
Yeah. I'm also going to Squawk and Seize, discarding a Fan Rotom and a basic Grass Energy. So I'll draw 6.
Oh, I should have gone for Fan Rotom instead of Squawkabilly. I forgot that was in my deck.
So many cards.
I know, right?
All of
So
the cards.
many cards.
I was just kind of playing a turn to look show you guys what happens.
So in the middle of this, I want to ask, how long, like how many turn cycles does a game usually last?
It depends on what 2 decks are sitting down. So, like, we're both playing Raging Bolt, which are extremely aggressive decks. So, my goal is to only take 3 turns.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
And I'm going to attach a basic Fighting from my hand to my Raging Bolt.
Though I will be honest, sometimes it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm going to retreat. I can retreat for free because I have Latias in play. And then I'm going to be using Bellowing Thunder. This is the main attacker of the deck. What it does is it does 70 damage. You can discard any amount of basic energy from any of your Pokemon, and it does 70 damage for each. So if I discard all 3 energy, for example, it's doing 210 damage to a Squawkabilly.
No, my
Wow.
bird.
I've taken a knockout of a Pokemon EX, so I will take 2 prize cards. And attacking ends my turn.
All right. Before my turn starts, I have to promote a new Pokemon. I'm going to promote Raging Bolt. I'm going to draw a card for my turn. Yippee. This is awkward. I need a Earthen Vessel and a bunch of other stuff. I definitely should not have gone for Squawkabilly, but I guess I'm in tutoring mode. I'm going to activate Teal Mask Ogerpon to see what I can draw. I'm going to draw a card.
All you need is a lightning.
All I need is a lightning, huh? I wish I had it.
Oh no.
Alrighty.
Do you have that Night Stretcher?
I don't have a lightning in the discard pile.
Oh no.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to retreat Raging Bolt into Raging Bolt. But the baby.
no.
Baby Raging Bolt.
Baby Bolt.
Here goes Baby Bolt. I don't think there's a reason to do anything else. Go ahead, Randy.
Dang.
Well,
Yeah, my first turn was crazy, and my second turn is oh no.
You guys were drawn.
Yeah.
yeah, so funny thing about that. I'm going to play down this Hoot Hoot.
The thing I should have done. Grab Hoot Hoots.
I am going to...
Are we both bricking?
In a way, yes.
What does Hoot Hoot do?
It evolves into Noctowl. Noctowl is a Pokemon that says when you evolve it or when you play it from your hand onto your bench, you get to, and you have a Terrestrialized Pokemon in play, you get to search for 2 trainer cards,
Okay.
which include any item, supporter, anything you need.
Double tutor.
My supporter for turn is
Yeah.
going to be this Crispin. So it lets me search my deck for up to 2 basic energy cards of different types. I can attach one of them directly on the board and the other go to hand.
Okay.
So I'm going to find a lightning and a fighting, yes.
Another double tutor.
Another double tutor.
Wow.
Double tutors all the way across the board, man.
Jonathan, this really does sound like your game.
It speaks to me.
Yeah, yeah.
It does speak to
I'm
me.
going to put the fighting energy here and the lightning will go to hand.
Will we be seeing you on Sundays now?
I think I want to build a Pokemon deck.
You can use this one.
I would love to
Yeah.
play some Raging Bolt. Let me try it on for size. Randy, move over.
Randy, get out of the way.
I'm gonna bench my own baby Raging Bolt.
Baby Bull.
Baby Bolt.
I will put a lightning energy onto the bench Raging Bolt.
Is that from hand?
Yeah, that's the one from
Okay.
hand.
I'm gonna retreat,
Coward.
and I will also pass the turn.
Okay. Draw.
So this is a funny situation. Raging Bolt has the downside of it can one-shot anything, but it has to get rid of its energy to do so. And so if you take a knockout and don't have a follow-up, then sometimes this can happen where you are just kind of hoping you draw some resources. Unlike my opponent, he has a Teal Mask in play, so he can potentially draw out of issues. I don't.
Got you.
And so my draws are a little more rough.
The issue is I have to draw into this.
Are there cards that allow you to transfer energies on Pokemon to other Pokemon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an item card called Energy Switch that does just that.
Okay.
And it sees play in a few decks.
I heard it. I know this guy.
So this is Pheasantipity, also known as Pheasantskivity. It's like a one of in each deck. And it says once during my turn, if any Pokemon were knocked out during my opponent's last turn, I could draw 3 cards. And I can only use 1 flip the script ability each turn. I'm going to play another Raging Bolt. We're going to play Area Zero.
All right.
What does that do?
So this is a stadium. Both players are now under the effects of this while they have a Terra-type Pokemon. I felt safe playing this because currently Randy doesn't have one, which is kind of important to note. But I do because I have Teal Mask Ogerpon. I have, instead of 5 bench spaces, 8 bench spaces. I did this. Hopefully this won't punish me too much because I'm going to retreat into this Raging Bolt. I'm gonna Burst Roar, discard my hand and draw 6 cards. This is an attack on this guy that costs 1 energy. But it's stuck out there. So that's that first attack.
I see.
It doesn't do any damage, but it is an attack, so that does end my turn.
Yeah.
Wow. What a bummer.
I still don't have a way to take a knockout this turn.
So there's no main phase 2.
No main phase 2.
There's just attack, you're done.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what happens very rarely this game, and I'm going to attack with Squawkabilly.
Whoa.
I'm going to put an energy onto the bench Squawk, and I'm going to retreat into it.
Okay.
And I am going to use Motivate, which does 20 damage, and lets me put 2 basic energy cards from my discard pile to 1 of my bench Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah, but that puts him in a little bit of a tight spot because that means he needs to hope that I can't knock that out, or he's putting on a relatively weak EX Pokemon. Because EX Pokemon typically have more health, but Squawkabilly only has 160, which is only a little bit more than Baby Raging Bolt with 130 HP.
Okay.
And then we can talk a little bit about like how prize mapping works. Basically, we're trying to take our prizes as efficiently as possible. And so that's dictated 3 plays that you've seen so far already. The first 2 was us not having anything, and so just putting down a basic Raging Bolt and putting in the active, which is basically telling your opponent if you don't have a way to get to like gust one of your bench Pokemon to the active, you're only taking 1 prize card off of it, which is not great for Raging Bolt.
Okay.
The other thing it is that I am currently 2 prizes ahead, and so if this Squawkabilly gets knocked out, that doesn't really put me too far behind in the game because it'll put him even with me.
I'm going to start off by Teal Dancing. So draw me a card.
How do you win the game?
Take all your prize cards.
Okay.
Yeah, I get
easy.
6.
You take all 6 prize cards, or you deck your opponent. The way that works in this game is that the game only checks if you need to draw a card at the start of your turn. Okay. So if you, like for example, play a card that makes you draw 3 cards, but you only have 1 in deck, you just draw the 1 card.
Okay.
You don't lose immediately.
Gotcha.
It's only at the start of turn.
Okay. I'm going to play 3 Hoot Hoots. I can only do this because of Area Zero under those. All right, let's see here. I think what Randy fears the most is if I have boss's orders in hand. That would suck the most for Randy. Luckily for Randy, I do not. And so now I'm considering, do I attack with Raging Bolt to put me on 3 prizes, or on pace with Randy, or do I retreat into a little guy so that he doesn't hurt me? But I'm banking on the fact that he doesn't have a boss's orders. I think we're going to go for the most unga of bunga of plays.
Heck yeah.
Unca bunca.
And we're going to attach to Raging Bolt. Yeah, I think we're going to take out Squawkabilly. Yeah, so we're going to detach 3 energies, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to knock out the Squawkabilly. That'll give me 2 prize cards.
And I'll promote Raging Bolt.
Hello, Raging
A
Bolt.
little draw. Oh, I get to make math hard for you now. This is fantastic.
Don't do that.
Now, when it comes to winning by taking all your prize cards, does it mean you have to take all from the pile, or do you have to play all of them?
No, you have to take them.
You just have to take them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they get added to your hand. So if I take the last 2 prize cards, I just win. I don't
Gotcha.
even have to look
Okay.
at them and play them. But the big issue is that this is probably the most controversial thing about Pokemon is that the prize cards existing in the first place from your deck, it's not a rubber banding mechanic, which is a mechanic that like helps you get back into the game. It's a snowball mechanic because like if I'm winning, I can draw cards that help me win more. The rubber banding mechanic or rather, the snowballing effect has been like lessened a lot because of like cards that control your opponent's hand and stuff based on the number of prize cards, like Iono, stuff like that. But it is extremely difficult sometimes to win a game when your opponent has started snowballing, essentially. Speaking of.
And I'm going to make math a little hard for you.
Are you going to play Bravery Charm?
I am going to play a Bravery Charm.
What's a bravery charm?
So this is a tool that only works on basic Pokemon, but it gives basic Pokemon an extra 50 health.
Okay.
Basically what it does is it makes Raging Bolt's HP 290 rather than 240, which means that his bolts need to discard an extra energy to take a one-shot.
Yeah. Instead of 4 energy, I need 5.
Yes. And speaking of 4 energy,
Uh-oh.
we're going to do that. DM, I do that.
Okay. You take 2 prize cards.
Now, how does the DM play into this?
I don't know. We're going to put out Hoot Hoot.
No, please don't Iono.
Draw. We'll start off with flipping the script. This lets me just draw 3 cards since he knocked out one of my Pokemon.
Gosh. You just get that special
Yeah, I just have to draw 3 cards. Yeah.
because you're losing.
So you want to know the funny thing? There's a supporter in the game that is just like the generic friend supporter that just says draw 3 cards, and that card is stone unplayable.
It is so bad.
Really?
Yeah. Nemona that just says draw 3 cards as your supporter for the turn. Horrible.
Oh, I guess compared to everything else you guys are doing.
Yeah, no,
because-
this seems kind of crazy.
Because there's another supporter in the game that says discard your hand, draw 7.
That's Bill.
That's Professor's research.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now Bill was just draw 2. If Bill was just Pot of Greed, because back in the day there were no supporters.
Come back,
It was
bird.
just an item that lets you draw
Go,
2
dumb
cards.
giraffe.
I said that with so much confidence. I looked right in the
Oh, yeah.
camera.
Yeah, Bill,
Like,
yeah, that
All
one.
right. Sadly, I think that's all I can do. So it looks like Professor's on the back foot. Oh, no. Go ahead, Randy.
Can you win this turn?
If my draws are good, maybe. Because I have finally found myself a teal mask.
You can have 8 bench spaces.
I sure can. I will immediately activate his ability to attach energy and draw a card.
Okay. I like this guy. I like him.
Yeah. Teal dance.
Yeah, he's
Just do a little shimmy.
He seems like he helps carry the deck.
He is very much the definition of a support Pokemon. Sometimes you play Pokemon just to use their abilities or some effects on the bench. Like Latias, probably never going to attack in a Raging Bolt deck. So
Okay.
Pheasant Skibbity, if he's attacking, something's going wrong.
Dang, skip the toilet.
We're gonna introduce a new mechanic here. I'm gonna play down a Slitherwing.
Ooh, what is that?
So it's another baby Pokemon. What it does is it does 120 damage, but it also does 90 damage to itself.
Okay.
But also, it burns the opponent.
Yeah. Baby Pokemon are Pokemon colloquially known as non-EX or non-V Pokemon. They're little guys. They take 1 prize card when you knock out a Pokemon. Super cute.
Them little babies.
Yeah, so I'm in an interesting spot of like I want to play a supporter that let me attach extra energy so I can take a knockout. However, I do not have a way to do that while also gusting one of his 2 prizes up. So I am basically forced to take 1 prize here, and so I would rather do that with a card that itself only gives up 1 prize.
Okay.
So what I will do is I'm going to Professor Sada's Vitality.
Oh boy.
I'm going to attach Lightning here and Fighting here, and then draw 3.
And then draw 3?
And then draw 3.
That feels so nice, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's a pretty decent supporter, I tell you what. It only works with ancient Pokemon, so...
I mean, looking at this compared to Magic, and then also compared to the Star Wars card game, you do so much.
It's all right.
I'm then going to evolve up into Noctowl. So this is a Pokemon that once a turn, when I play it from my hand to evolve it, if I have a Terra Pokemon in play, I can search my deck for any 2 trainers.
Which Teal Mask Pokemon is a Terra type. Yeah, double demonic tutor.
Yeah. It's so great.
Well, okay, it's double mystical tutor theoretically.
But they go to his hand.
Yeah. It's crazy. I guess it's more likely like a double personal tutor.
It's like a double. No, personal goes to the top as well.
Oh, dang.
It solved the equation.
Solve the equation. Double solve the equation.
I forgot this card was in the deck. I'm going to find Energy Retrieval and Prime Catcher.
Oh, no. I'm dead. Maybe. Math says I'm dead.
Yeah, so this is what's called an A-Spec.
Okay.
This is a special card that each deck can only have one of total.
Yeah, and this is what it says because I had it in hand too.
So there's a myriad of very powerful A-Specs, but you have to choose which one like fits your deck.
Yeah, Prime Catcher fits this deck very, very well.
I can see why that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to Energy Retrieval and put
I'm
two-
already dead, Randy. Kill me.
Because
I'm-
you're not dead yet, then.
Yeah, I'm going to find a Fighting and a Lightning. I'm going to attach said Fighting Energy to the Slitherwing. And then I'm going to Prime Catcher, targeting the Pheasantipity.
Oh no, my skivity.
I'm going to bring up this.
Why?
I'm going to use Burning Turbulence.
Oh, I guess that knocks me out.
Normally, this does 120 damage. However, you'll notice... Oh, yeah.
No, you're good.
You'll notice at the bottom of Pokemon, they have what are called weaknesses and resistances.
And he's weak to fighting type.
Yeah, so this Pokemon is weak to fighting, so this is a fighting type Pokemon, so it'll do, rather than 120, it'll do 240.
Ah, that's what that
Oh.
X2 is.
Yes.
It does
Yeah.
double damage.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Thank
I
you.
can't.
for
My
teaching
arm
us,
is blocked.
Professor, you'll be in our hearts.
You're welcome.
So Randy wins.
Yeah, Randy wins.
Whoa.
Woo! Randy did it.
My mistake was going for Squawkabilly and
What a
not
cool game.
Yeah.
Fan Rotom.
Man,
That's fine.
I can't wait to draw 40 freaking cards
Yeah.
and tutor the other half of the deck
See,
that I didn't draw.
I hear you would like to do it. Would you like to do it?
I would like to do it very much.
Do you want to play with the same deck as he is, or do you want to play
Oh,
with
yes,
a different
I do,
deck?
I do,
Okay.
I do.
All right,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
just raging
Yeah,
bold
we're
mirror
raging
all
bold
day.
today.
Let's do it.
Let's raging bold all over this place.
Heck yeah.
Not a Badoo in sight. It's beautiful.
It is pretty beautiful. Yeah.
What sound does Badoo make?
Sounds like a
Hey,
villain.
yo,
I
it's
don't
me,
know.
Badoo.
It's like a
Oh.
like in the video games. It's a cry I recognize just because it's some like lo-fi artist will use it in the background of like
Oh, wait,
Turn of
so-
Forest remakes.
Badoo doesn't say their name.
No,
No, it just says
video
noises.
in the video games, they just have battle cries and they're like little sound
I
effects.
do remember that.
Yeah, the only Pokemon that say their names was Pikachu and Eevee briefly. They have since taken that back, thank goodness.
Okay.
Charizard doesn't go. Charizard.
No,
It just kind of makes a sound.
yeah, it makes animal noises.
Oh,
Badoo is really bad in this matchup because I don't
Okay.
know if you noticed, but we played a lot of item cards.
Y'all did, yes.
And Badoo says your opponent can't play item cards during their turn.
Oh.
That Badoo,
gosh.
like Badoo is so powerful. It sometimes is a time walk.
Oh, this is the guy that got banned that we were, right?
No,
No, he didn't get banned?
We wish he was banned.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, this is the one where you told a kid that you didn't want him committing hate crimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this Pokemon also relevantly doesn't have a retreat cost. So you can like Badoo your opponent and then next turn just get out of the active for free.
Yeah. After time walking, though.
It's very funny explaining to VGC players that Badoo is the thing that's warping the format.
Because Badoo is bad in the video
what's a
games.
VGC?
The video games.
Ah.
Yeah, so they're over there playing with like Ice Rider Calyrex and Lunala and Zacian and Tinkaton and Incineroar. We have a little flowery boy.
He's
Jonathan,
dumb.
when we leave today, we're going to get on our phones. Like, our social media is just going to be covered in Pokemon stuff now.
Heck yeah.
We said a lot of buzzwords and keywords, and now it's
All
time
right.
for you to
All
be
right.
pilots.
All right.
To the
Here
chair
I
you
go.
go.
Here I go.
All righty.
Cut this out and use the restroom.
Hello, Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm ready to win.
I'm ready to make you eat your words, I guess. I don't
Okay.
know.
That's fine.
All right.
You and that stupid little hat. I'm joking. I really
No,
like
it's
that
my cool hat. I'm a Pokemon.
Oh, wait, that's a Pokemon hat?
No, but if it were, or if I was, what Pokemon would I be?
Stantler probably.
Stantler?
Stantler?
The deer
Yeah,
Pokemon?
Stantler, Sawsbuck, one
Deerling?
of those.
Isn't there like a deer god Pokemon? Like
Oh,
what's-
Xerneas?
Is that from
Yeah.
Y?
Yeah.
It's
from
well,
X.
it is Pokemon X.
Wouldn't I be
Oh,
that?
sorry, I don't know Pokemon that well. That's why we're here.
Not until you've beaten Tate.
One? Okay.
You'll only gain the status of Xerneas if you beat Tate.
Concede. I'll give you the prize. I just want the invite.
Wait, there's a prize?
That's illegal, right? You can't do that.
Pokemon doesn't do that.
Okay.
They don't have RCQ type events. Yeah. And also, yes, I think that is technically
Bribery.
Bribery.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon is weird.
Give me
that-
the hat and we have a deal.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You can't be Xerneas without the hat.
Give
Yeah,
me the
true.
hat and it's all yours to win.
It's kind of my gimmick now. Like they won't invite me back on the podcast.
Yeah,
if don't have
I did
this
tell
hat.
you that you couldn't come unless the hat came, so that's a fair point.
That's
Next
fair.
week we expect hooves.
Excellent.
Yeah, we'll just
I do have deer gloves as well.
we'll slowly just start turning you into a deer, and then finally, like on the final evolution, we'll actually just bring in a real deer and not.
Yeah. What was that movie where they turn the guy into a walrus?
Animorphs.
That's Tusk. That's an awful movie. I love that movie though because
We should make an
it's Kevin
animorph.
Smith.
We should make an animorph where it's me, like normal, and then it's just like changes into the deer.
Hear me out. We get him the episode where we get him fully dressed as a deer. I come in dressed as Oko.
Oh. You want to be 6-pack cowboy,
Like a rhinestone.
6-pack fairy. Anyways, here we
Yeah.
go. My deck shuffled.
Would you like to cut my deck?
Figure out a way to go first. Flipping a coin.
Heads or tails?
Every time I say tails never fails, it always fails. Heads.
Heads. Tails. I'll go second.
This has never happened before.
I'll go second.
Tate has learned.
This game.
Okay.
I think
So
I will
Start off by drawing
lost.
7
Alright.
cards.
Seven cards. Okay.
Yeah.
And I need a basic Pokemon.
You need to see a basic
Yes.
Pokemon.
Whoa.
And we're allowed to coach, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Dude.
Oh, that's
That
like
one
the
on
worst
the right
basic.
is the best thing you could have.
That's a pretty
possibly
decent
opened.
basic.
This one?
Yes.
So
So I
you
should
can
put it down?
Yeah,
as
like, read it
many
real quick?
basics as
Yeah,
you
because
want.
it gets to turn.
However, some basics you don't want to play immediately.
Okay.
Specifically that one.
This is a
Because,
good
like,
hand, right?
You only really want to play it after your opponent
hand
has
is-
knocked out a Pokemon.
Got you.
Yeah.
This hand is kind of
So just
weird.
yeah, that one.
I'm just like missing like
Okay.
an energy for this. Whoa, dude.
yeah. This is not the best hand in the world.
It's not okay.
Yeah, but it's not
I-
bad.
Okay.
I'm optimistic
Yeah.
about my hand.
Okay.
So
hand
yeah,
is
we'll start off by putting
interesting.
this little guy face down.
That face down.
There actually
Okay.
is one really cool line of play you could do here because you're going first.
All right.
Which
and
is,
now that you've put a face down card in the active spot, you can put 6 prize cards off to the side. Remember, don't look at these.
How do I find the prize cards?
You just top 6.
Okay.
Yeah. 1,
6.
2.
I like it.
How did you do that twice?
And then yeah, those will just go off to the side.
What?
He's a pro.
Just grab the perfect amount of cards from the top.
Yeah.
He's been playing for a
I got
long
the
time.
magic hands.
An old
typically
man.
these will go opposite of the deck because
Ah.
there's a discard pile too.
I see.
You don't want to get them mixed up, huh?
Yeah. And then Pokemon will have an exile zone every few years.
Yeah.
It's weird.
If I lose, edit out my crying and my tears.
Oh no, I'm gonna enhance it. I'm gonna
zoom and
zoom in. We're gonna put it on T-shirts. We're gonna start making like merch now.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's fine because the winner has to fight me. Mwahaha. I'm kidding. I'm
Okay.
kidding.
All right. You guys will both then reveal your Pokemon.
Ditto.
Raging Bolt.
So it looks like
Whoa.
Jonathan is going first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we could be like the Pokemon Stadium 2 commentators.
Whoa.
heck yeah.
What does that sound like?
Jonathan has played a Ditto.
Oh. So I draw.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll draw a card for your turn. And then you can play basics, items, basic energies, all that good stuff.
How? Okay, I see the difficulty now because I have a bench that's max 5.
Yes.
I can bench as many Pokemon as I want
From your hand.
Correct.
That are basics.
that are basics.
Now, this deck doesn't feature too many evolutions. Hoot Hoot is the only evolution in the deck, but you can't evolve a Pokemon that has just came out this turn. You have to wait at least one turn to evolve a Pokemon.
Okay. So, what would you bench right now, if anything?
So what I would personally do in this situation, you are in a position where you can't attack because you went first. Your opponent can. And so if your opponent can find a way to take 2 prizes on the first turn, that's pretty bad for you. So since this deck, all of your attackers are basics, you can just choose not to bench any of them. So what you could do here is you have a Ditto that can turn into anything. And so what you could do is you could find a card called Fan Rotom.
Okay, why don't we do that?
Yeah, and you'll read the Rotom and you'll know immediately what,
May
what the
search
game
your
plan is.
choose your accept Ditto. If you do discard this Pokemon.
It's priced.
Okay.
Both of them.
There's 2 of them in
Oh,
there.
that
I
would
hope not.
suck. That would suck. Okay. Let me see. You take
Just the one Fan Rotom and you put it into play.
Yeah, but I wanna be good. I wanna see what might be prized. I have no freaking clue. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
you would need to know the deck list. I'm surprised you even tried.
Before we shuffle again, you should probably read what Rotom does because you'll probably be going back in a second.
Oh, okay. That doesn't help at all. Right. Once during your first turn, you may search your deck for up to 3 star Pokemon.
So that's colorless. So like,
Okay.
for example, Ditto and
With 100 HP or less, reveal them and put them into my hand. Then shuffle my deck. All right.
So
Ditto
this-
transforms
So-
into Fan Rotom.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do his ability.
Okay.
And this is something that both of the Raging Bolt decks have, I believe. Are you on birds?
Yeah, I'm on birds.
Yeah. And so typically the play pattern is you'll search for like Hoot, 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 Noctowl.
So, do I want to do that?
Yeah.
Typically, yes.
What if I already have one of those in my hand?
Then if you want to have like 2 of each, then what you'll do is you'll just grab 1 copy of the one that's already in your hand.
Okay. So I would do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Which this is the standard line of play. So theoretically, I would look at this and go, oh, he doesn't have a second Noctowl in hand for sure.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is what you typically get off of a fan call, is 2
I
Hoot Hoots
see.
and a Noctowl. In case someone
Okay.
knocks out one of your Hoot Hoots somehow.
That's a really, really, like, I really like definitive lines of play, especially for decks that prefer to go second, right? So when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, I would often play a going second deck called Ancient Warriors.
Yeah.
And basically, you would almost always try to go off of a oh my goodness, I can't remember what his name was. We'll have the card right here
No, we won't.
for you.
I'm gonna let you suffer.
And then that would get me, I think it was Sunsa. Yeah, I think it was Sunsa. And then from Sunsa, you could go off, basically, and one-shot your opponent, just off of that one card, pretty much. But yeah.
Yeah, this seems like the perfect deck for you then, because Raging Bolt is pretty similar. If you're
Yeah.
trying to get off a Raging Bolt as soon as possible.
All right. Bench those Hoot Hoots.
Yeah,
So you want me to bench these?
yeah, you probably want to bench them
Okay, so I'm gonna bench them.
because you want to evolve them next turn. And so you want to have them on the board as soon as possible.
I see.
Yeah.
So from there, I have these and I have these. Should I just end my turn?
I'm very happy that you came to that conclusion very quickly because
Yeah.
yes, I think that ending the turn here is what you want to do.
I agree. I think I understand how we're doing
All
things
right.
here. So
So
I will
was like
pass.
draw Iono.
Okay.
You caught on fast.
All
All
right.
right. That's not bad.
Yeah,
No.
like, if he does Iono, that's not the
Now I can just
that's
play
not
that
the
for
end of the
to
world
my bench,
because-
correct?
Yeah, that's a basic Pokemon. You
Yeah.
just play that onto your
Okay,
bench.
cool.
Because if Raging Bolt
So-
Ionos, they cannot Sada.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so
Pass your turn. Pass your turn.
Yeah.
play
there's
that on the bench. And then for its one ability, I'm just going to go ahead and equip the basic energy to it.
Well, you're going to use this Teal Dance.
Yeah, I'm going to use this teal dance ability.
And then you'll draw a card from doing
then
that.
I'll draw a
Because
card.
Teal Dance says you draw a
I've
card.
seen
Oh,
this
cool.
episode before.
I don't know if you want to play multiple of him just yet.
Okay.
Because we got... Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that.
Also, if y'all want, I have some of the fish speed set out, so if you want to like use that to keep track of once per turn abilities, you
Oh,
can.
cool.
Right.
Cool,
For
cool,
example, Tiamat's Ogrepon is a once per turn. Yeah.
Cool. I'll go ahead and play a Nest Ball,
Cheater.
and I'll search for a basic Pokemon. Jose, which Pokemon would you recommend I search for?
Well, so it really depends. If Fan Rotom is not inactive, right? It's just when
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, just once a turn when it's on the board, but only on your first turn.
Fan Rotom's okay if you plan on playing out more than one turn. But like, I don't know. It really just depends. Do you want to play more conservatively, or do you want to see if you can get something good right off the bat? Because if you have Squawkabilly EX, then that'd be an okay pick.
Okay.
Yeah. But otherwise, I would go Fan Rotom maybe.
Fan Rotom. Okay.
Yeah. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah. It just really depends on how Unga you want to bunga.
That's just
Okay.
it's a triple tutor.
Cool.
Like,
Put
because,
Fan
like-
Rotom to my hand.
Yeah, because like there is one like extremely
Well,
spicy
Nest
line
will
of play
say
here.
it'll go
Yeah.
straight onto the bench.
Oh yeah, go straight to the bench actually. Yeah.
Wow.
So there's that.
Well, if you're going to fan call, you're going to search for 3 cards.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
read,
Okay.
Read Rotom.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, Pastor, do it on your next turn, crazy guy.
Once in your first turn, you may search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon with 100 HP or less. Reveal them and put them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'll search for 3 Pokemon then.
All
Fan
right.
Rotom was made for owls, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what that card
You
is
want
for.
to
It was
grab
made
the
for
same thing
owls
he
and it was
did.
made
Oh,
for
so
Hoot
two
Hoot.
Hoots and a Noctowl.
Which is a card that this
Two
deck does not play.
Hoots. and a
I see.
Noctowl. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Pump.
They might be my prize packs.
Well,
That's why I
you'll
didn't
reveal
see
them to your
Yeah.
my prize cards.
Hoots and a Noctowl.
Because since you're searching up a specific card type, you have to reveal.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm getting 2 Hoots and a Noctowl.
Cool. And then those will go to your hand. And then-
Hand. This will shuffle now.
yeah, we could shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon is pretty nice in that you are allowed to just not shuffle your deck if you know you're about to go searching again.
Yeah, because I don't imagine like there are as many interrupts that happen like in
There's
other
none.
card games. There
no,
are zero.
No
Zero.
instant speed play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like in Star Wars.
Yeah, they made an instant speed card once in the Heart Gold Soul Silver era, I believe, and then never again.
Yeah, so it's not even an expanded.
Ah.
Because Heart Gold Soul Silver is before Black and White.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it was definitely that era because it was a Team Galactic card where you would have to play 2 of them on Europe at the same time on your opponent's turn
Okay,
to
cool.
negate
Let's
an
play
ability.
2 Hoot Hoots.
yeah. I'll go ahead and play 2 Hoots.
Okay.
And Jack in my style.
I mean, he's doing more than you. I think.
Wearing a hat today.
He might have a Noctowl in hand.
I'm not gonna lie. I've worn a hat for every single episode besides the first one.
So you're jacking his style.
Yeah. It's like 2008.
Yeah.
Okay. We can do a once per turn attach probably.
Okay.
And then we just put that on Raging Bolt and hope
Yeah.
he doesn't like kill Raging Bolts
I'll put-
immediately.
A fighting energy on Raging Bolt.
I counter it.
In response, I'll counter that counter.
All right. I don't think there's anything else
Yeah,
that we
cool.
want to do. Now, if you look at your Raging Bolt, you can do the what is that called? Burst Roar attack. You don't want to do that. 'cause
Yeah.
You'll discard your hand and draw 6 cards.
Yeah, I
and
don't
you
wanna do
just
that.
loaded it up with stuff.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to pass.
Okay.
All right. So he really does not want us to kill this active Raging Bolt. So let's talk about how we're going to go about doing that.
No,
Excellent.
my son.
Ah, that's not good.
That is the best thing you could have drawn, I think.
Really? I already.
Oh, you already had one hand.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I already have one.
So before you do anything,
Okay.
bench the big guy.
This guy?
Or no, the big grass one.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in order for your Noctowl to actually do anything, you need a Terra Pokemon in play, which Ogerpon is that.
I see.
Yep. And so what we want to do here is we want to find a way to get enough energy on the board to
Like, I'm
take
not
2 prizes
giving
this
you
turn.
As much coaching.
I
as
think
he
I
is.
see
There's also
some
not
ways
a lot
to
that
do
you can
that.
do
All right,
on
let's
your
see if you can
turn.
find some
Right.
ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will admit, I understand a little bit more than I
I'm,
thought I would.
I'm playing myself right now.
Turns
All
out
right.
it's a
Playing
children's
myself.
card game.
Randy has left the building. So let me just go ahead and read here. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand, to evolve one of your Pokemon, if you have any Terra Pokemon in play, you may search your deck for up to 2 trainer cards, reveal them, put them into your hand. So I think it's safe to say that I'm just going to do this at some point. And rather than doing this first, I would want to search them so that I have a less chance of drawing them. Oh no, this searches as well.
What is a Terra Pokemon?
Okay, hold on. Let me
So
make sure I'm
look
doing
at
this correctly.
Teal Mask Ogerpon EX.
Okay, I'm doing this.
And then
I'm
right
evolved.
underneath his name and
Ah.
HP, he has a line that says Terra Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I will now evolve my Hoot Hoot,
Okay.
and I will search for 2 trainers.
Okay.
Refresh on your turn.
Check this out. Check this. Checked it out.
Ooh, code of conduct violation. You can't use swear words while playing Pokemon.
Check this
Yeah,
stuff
so that'll
out.
be
What did
a
he say?
Wait, I have so many
I
game
can't
rules
say it.
violations.
so yeah. That'll be a caution for you.
Okay.
Penalize him.
Oh, into the ground, buddy. That's the one thing about having a professor on your side is like, oh, cool. Let's see these. Let's see these rules infractions, huh?
Dude, I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah, it's okay.
Wait.
I'm
Okay,
flattered, I
hold
guess. I
on.
don't know.
Okay. Randy, I need your help. I'm not shuffling yet.
Outside assistance.
So
It's probably not this one.
I would like to remind you that you can only use one supporter every turn.
Oh, so this is... I would only... Oh, yeah, they say support right there.
Yes.
And if you read the little rule box at the bottom of supporter,
It does say that. It does say you can only play one.
Yeah. So I would grab none of them.
None of them.
yeah, I would grab items.
But it says I can only do 2 trainers.
Yes. So trainers are.
Look at an item card and look at the top left hand corner of the or top right hand corner of an item card.
Okay. You've convinced me.
Yeah. Items, supporters, tools, and stadiums are all trainers.
I got you. I have you.
So I know the line of play you
the
should
mirror
take.
match
Let's
is
see.
that you
Let's
can
see
watch
if
what
you
he
hit
does.
there. Let's see if you hit it.
I noticed we're kind of
Yeah.
similar here.
I mean, it's almost like you're playing the same deck.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to...
Time warning.
No, time warning me. Edit this out.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, we're good on time. We still have an hour.
Well, no, I'm giving him a time.
One of those looks good.
You want that to happen? Shush,
Okay.
Tate.
Oh, okay.
It's another one. You get prize cards.
Okay,
We actually
so
only
this
have
one's
15
great.
minutes left.
Yeah, that one's great.
What would you grab besides these?
Can I tell him?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
I would grab.
Cheating.
I would grab a nest ball.
A nest ball. I don't think it's in here. Because I was kind of looking for it. I think it might be prize carded, my friend.
If
This
there are
guy.
4 nest balls in the prize card.
Oh, wait. No, never mind. I'm dumb. I was looking for that art.
Yeah, Randy plays the old stinky art.
I mean, I prefer that version, the prize pack version. It's just in the Terra box deck right now.
Okay. I will now use a nest ball. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nice.
So I go get a
Nice.
basic Pokemon and I put it onto my bench.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not my first turn anymore. Ah. Okay, because it's not. Because it's
The look of approval / disapproval.
Dad said no.
Okay.
You know, this kind of does remind.
I'm trying not to give too much input, but it's really fun.
You're my coach. Help me defeat Tate.
Coach,
Is this
am I
one?
doing good?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Actually.
I have Raging Bolted all over this table.
Jeez.
I don't like that.
Warning.
What?
Code of conduct.
Wait, no. There's a Raging Bolt on the
Judge, can
table.
you do that?
Yeah.
And that now,
we'll have to talk to them about the rolling the dice incident.
Oh, right. Also,
The
in the
on-stream-
most recent Worlds
Yeah.
tournament, someone got Ian robbed.
Yeah.
what does that mean?
We'll tell you later when we're not on camera. Because
Excellent.
technically we're not supposed to do that.
Excellent. So I would like to continue my turn now.
Oh, now? This guy.
Right now.
You would never do this again, right? Like, I
unless
would have
you-
to wait until next
unless
turn.
you know, you can do it twice in a row.
Yeah, so like each Pokemon is allowed to evolve when it's able to. So like you can evolve multiple Pokemon in a turn.
Yeah. You can knock down more than once in a turn.
Really?
Yes.
Hint, hint.
I can do this again?
Yes.
You can tutor 4 cards.
What?
If you needed all 4 cards.
What?
Hint, hint.
That's insane. I just win.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, this is the one that's really going to matter. So let's see if you hit the correct item.
What, I just imagine I'm doing this again.
Imagine Dragon.
I mean, yeah, the Raging Bolt is a dragon type. So imagine dragon.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah.
That's like a tiger
That's
Yeah.
with a really long neck.
So it's weird.
Yeah.
This one's weird.
I was talking about the dragon, but
Yeah, you were not
Randy.
paying attention to the conversation.
Wait,
at
Randy,
all.
help me. Randy, help me. I don't know.
Randy,
There's too
do
many
not help him.
choices.
so I'll offer.
Because we're all managers. Randy's the one non-manager. So it's like, don't help him. Oh no.
Randy, I need help.
Mom said ask dad. Dad said ask mom.
So I'll give the one last bit of advice.
Okay.
You want enough energy to take a knockout somehow this turn. What are you missing in your hand?
Look at your hand.
I know it's in my hand.
This guy.
This guy.
So you're looking for a card that looks for energies, maybe?
Yeah, but I have all of them. But
Maybe you want more.
guess, yeah, I guess I want
And you
more.
want some. What does Professor Shada's vitality do?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder.
I already have 2 in my hand.
Well, but what does it do? Read the card.
Yeah. So like,
Choose up to 2 ancient Pokemon attachments to the basic energy.
So that's what you want to do. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
I got you.
so
I got you.
With that vessel, you now have everything that you need in your hand to take a knockout. I'm going to see if you can find the line.
Okay, I can
Yeah,
find the
yeah.
line. I can
But
find the line.
You find another trainer card that you might want.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah,
That's a pretty
Nespal's
good
not
one.
bad.
Okay, I found the line. I found the line.
Let's see if you.
And
Let's
I'm
see
gonna
if-
go Nespal.
Let's see if you actually found the line.
I found the line. I'm gonna get another one of these.
You're just here to have fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I about to get
That's
my
correct.
butt handed to me?
Not really.
Okay.
But maybe.
All right.
Jeez. Okay.
Okay. Check this out. Check this out.
Oh, I thought you were telling me to shut up.
Check
Wait.
this out.
Check
Check
it
this
out.
out.
Chia.
What's it all about?
Okay, okay.
We'll work it out. I can't say the next line.
I can't take
And I have to
Jonathan serious right now.
And then I have to discard. And then I have to discard.
You
So-
want to discard.
Yes.
What should I discard? Because I know I'm doing this.
An energy.
You know what?
I don't have one.
Yeah, you really want to
Was it-
find a way to get some energy.
I don't
in the
want
bin,
you to
but right
help
now
me.
you don't
That way
have
I
any,
can
so-
say if I do lose,
card on the
I
right
lost
is doing
because I
nothing.
played the game by myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, but I can also just help you out.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
fair,
discard
but-
Baby Bolt,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go get 2 energy.
Okay,
So I
dokie.
know I'm getting that one, and I know I'm getting that one.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
What you want to do with it?
Not shuffle my library. I will put these into my hand zone,
Okay.
and then I'm going to I'm gonna Ultra Ball,
Whoa.
discarding.
He found the line.
I found the line.
found-
I am a
He
god.
found the first part of the line.
Okay.
Okay. And if I do, I search my deck for a Pokemon, reveal and put it into my hand.
Note that it doesn't say basic Pokemon. It says any Pokemon. So this
Yeah.
is a good way to search up Noctowls if you didn't already have 2 Noctowls.
I see.
Yeah, because this looks for evolved Pokemon as well. In this case, I think you're just looking for literally anything, I
Yeah.
guess.
Like, I
Yeah.
think there is a correct thing to grab here, and I'm not going to tell him.
Yeah. It's pretty open.
Yeah.
I think it is not that one. What am I looking for? I'm looking for.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh.
I think I'm looking
Latias is
for
a
a
grab.
Latias.
But does he
La di da
have...
di da, la di da di day.
And then.
And then
And then,
What happened?
he grabbed Latias and added it to hand.
No.
get on with it.
I think I messed up. That's okay,
I'm not saying anything.
because I am a good.
You're a learny boy.
Yeah, I'm a learny guy.
We're learning.
I think I'm gonna Earthen Vessel again.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna discard that.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
And then
sure. Fine. Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's doing all right.
then
He definitely has a second Professor Sada's vitality in hand.
I'm only screaming internally.
Don't worry about it. Continue.
Yes,
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
bud.
yeah, yeah.
Continue.
Yeah.
Proceed.
I'm just double checking.
Yeah.
Just double checking.
It's fine.
Just got my hand.
A playset is 4 cards, right? So there's only 4 cards of a single card in your deck.
Yes.
And then I would like to do this,
Yep. Do the ability.
Ooh.
and I would put my man collar right here.
Violation. You
Yeah,
didn't
hang on, wait,
shuffle.
shuffle first.
I got shuffle.
Wow.
Cheater!
There's a lot. There's a lot going
Now
on.
we get to introduce the concept of double prize card penalties. Not kidding.
No.
Oh, do I get prize cards now?
Well, in Pokemon, if you get a penalty, instead of taking prize cards, you get to take 2 less prize cards or 4 less prize cards or however many less prize cards. Yeah, you get to draw a card. And so in this case, because cards like Iono exists, where it counts the number of prize cards you've taken, one thing that your opponent could do is do rules infractions to make you take prize cards and then play Iono to take you off of cards in a row.
Okay.
However, they made sure that that wasn't possible by making it so that you don't take those prize cards. You just have to take 2 less prize cards. Uh-oh, he might have flubbed it.
I didn't flub.
You might have messed up.
No, there's no way. There's no way, dude. There's no way. I don't even know what
All
Ultra
right.
Ball does.
It gets you any Pokemon and adds it to your hand. All right, we're winning. We're winning.
No,
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Take that, you deer.
You guys are crazy.
He still has 1 out.
Oh, he still has something in hand to do the thing?
He has 1 out.
Oh, he has to draw it, huh? That's fine. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's what he should have grabbed off the first one, but
I showed it to you. I literally showed it to you. You're
No,
like,
I don't think Festivity is a good like first. I don't know. Oh, so you could discard it, huh? Yeah, that makes sense.
actually, what I would have done is I would have Ultra Balled for a Fan Rotom so I could Fessel it away. But
Yeah.
what?
Like, it doesn't matter too
'cause
much.
Fan Rotom doesn't do anything past the first turn. So if you had
Yeah.
another Fan Rotom in deck, you could have discarded it, so you ensure that you don't draw it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you just 2 different things you can discard.
Oh, okay.
It's
That
a
makes
little
sense.
goofy, but Pokemon does that.
Okay, well, anyways, I'm going to do this.
All right, which 2 ancient Pokemon are you targeting? Oh, he might have more outs if he does things right. So what energy are you attaching to them? You get 1 attached from the discard pile for each of them.
Yep.
I totally misread this card.
Yep, it's different ones.
Yeah, I thought it attached 3.
No.
No, it attaches 2.
You also only have 2 ancient Pokemon in play anyway. So even if it was 3, it wouldn't have made a difference here.
Okay. Well, in that case, I should do this
Okay. What's the other one gonna get?
and this.
What do you pick?
Go for it.
I'll pick the lightning.
Now you get to draw 3 cards.
And you get to draw the cards.
Now that the action has been taken, that was correct.
I would have.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, that is actually the right way to. I was like, but if he did double fighting, then if he drew into an electric energy, which has greater odds in the deck considering the deck list, but
And then I
You-
will do my 1 attach.
oh my god, he did it!
He drew the out.
How long did that take?
Wowzers. Now he has to figure out a way to get Fan Rotom out of the active spot.
How do I do it?
So you can retreat a Pokemon by discarding energy attached to that Pokemon, equal to the retreat cost. So in this case, this is 1 energy. Or you play a Pokemon in your hand that might make retreat costs free if you had bench space freed up, like Latias.
Yeah, and then some decks also have cards that let you that also just have line of text that say you can switch out your bench.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder if he has such cards.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I had revealed to Randy that I would have liked to have taken the area, the stadium that allows me to have 8 bench Pokemon. But you said it was a bad idea.
Yeah, because it was a bad idea.
It would probably have been pretty good.
Would have been okay. But do you have anything else in hand, buddy?
I do, and you know what? I'm just gonna waste it. This is probably a waste. I'm gonna switch one of your
You get to pick.
opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. Help me. Which one do you think I should do? It's the teal mask, isn't it?
Why would the teal mask be the correct choice?
It
Look at
is-
your teal mask, Ogrepon, and answer your own question, please.
Because it is card advantage. and it is a way to get extra energy on the field for this.
There's a third and fourth and maybe a fifth reason.
I read the card.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
As long as this Pokemon is in your bench, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks.
That's not relevant here.
Well, that is relevant because it's a Terra Pokemon,
and
that
then
takes them off.
it
of
also
Terra.
gives me 2 prize.
Yeah.
Gives me 2 prize cards.
So, in this case, I'm gonna give away the goat a little bit. So your Noctowls only worked because you had a Terra Pokemon on bench,
oh yeah, that's right.
and so by knocking out his Terra Pokemon, he can't Noctowl, or he can Noctowl, but he can't search.
Wow.
Right? Because he doesn't have a Terra type. So now you're putting him on. You better draw into another Teal Mask Ogerpon
Okay.
or a Night Stretcher.
or a Night Stretcher, which is also in the deck.
So you want
Okay.
to switch this guy?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
And then I also get to switch.
So the reason why the stadium was a bad idea is because both of you guys are playing Terra Pokemon.
Okay.
And so you only really want to use it when you need it. Otherwise,
Okay.
you're giving your opponent free resources and carte blanche to do whatever they want.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's also some other weird, like, in-depth reasons, but I can get into the specifics of why that is after the game's done.
Okay. Yeah. I think I will end my turn by attacking.
Oh boy.
So-
what attack are you going to use?
So it has 210.
Are you going to take those out? Or are you going to take out any others?
Yeah. I'm going to take out this.
Nice angle shoot. But I think he might be a little less stupid than you estimated.
I'm going to take out this. Right?
All right.
Right, this is how I attack.
That would be enough for a knockout, yes.
Destroy you.
Okay.
Destroy that Pokemon.
No. He takes 2 prize cards. All right. What Pokemon are you going to send out, buddy? Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
All
it.
right.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, I mean, he attacks,
Yeah,
so now
okay.
it's your turn.
No.
Cool.
Ooh, interesting.
Um,
Oh boy, it would
put
be a
this
real
out.
shame if you had a Terra Pokemon in hand.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'll then.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
No.
Alright.
Don't.
Knockdown.
Stop.
Now we're going for 2 trainer cards.
I can't grab it. There we go. All right. 2 trainer cards.
See, it's funny because I don't know his hand, but I think I know what 2 he needs to get here.
That's a pretty good one, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to Professor Sawdust Vitality. Let's see here. I don't know.
Pass your turn. Pass your
You spent like 30 minutes on your one turn.
Because he didn't know.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Because then I can.
Because then you could discard cards. Yeah,
As
you
well.
could go for that. But,
Yeah.
like, do you really need to? Because Raging Bolt's in the front.
That's a fair point, but.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot I played that. Yeah, grab Ultra Ball. Grab Ultra Ball.
Ultra Ball?
Yeah. And
Okay.
then just put your deck down. Don't shuffle it. We're
Yeah,
probably going
I'll
back
put
in.
that down. Yeah. So Ultra Ball and Professor going to hand.
Yeah, we could do that now, or we could actually do something else first. So let's go ahead and
2 very different
This one.
coaching
Right, this
styles
one?
on display
Yeah.
right
Okay.
now.
so we'll play that.
Earth and
We'll
Vessel.
discard a card that is pretty useless to us. We'll discard that one.
Yeah. Superior Energy, Retrieval.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then
this is a soup deck.
switch your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. I wonder what energies I want. Or, actually,
We can grab a green one.
Yeah, that's
kill
what I
my
was
raging bolt.
that's what I was thinking.
Don't
So
play a Raging Bolt.
we'll grab a basic lightning energy and a forest energy?
A grass energy.
A grass energy.
Yeah.
Cool. Put those to hand. Then, do we want to
Let's
shuffle?
see here. Maybe. Yeah, let's shuffle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wanna
Yay.
Shuffle.
Yeah.
The end of my pain?
No, just the beginning.
Dang it.
So he knocked out a Pokemon on your last turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can play a stupid bird.
Yeah.
Hit him with that pheasant.
Stupid bird.
Pheasant
All right.
Time
skibbity.
for idiot bird.
I get to draw 3 cards?
Yeah, if you wish to flip the script, which you do.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
No, don't draw 3 cards.
Fez soon, Fez often.
Oh, sweet. So we found some fodder to discard to the discard pile because that does
Yeah.
nothing anymore.
Yeah.
And we found more ways to get more energy, which is hilarious. All right.
No.
cool.
So
What?
that.
Well, like we want to discard energy for that because like we want to play the Professor Sada's Vitality. So we
Right.
need energy in the discard pile. So one of the ways we can do that is we can Earthen Vessel. We could also Teal Mask now if we wanted to draw cards,
Okay.
or we can deck thin first. So this is a thing that's important in Pokemon. It's called sequencing. And so like you want to thin out your deck before you draw cards. You want to draw cards before you thin out your deck so you can increase your odds of drawing those cards. When you have all the options in the world, right? Sometimes reducing your options is a pretty good thing to do. So like you noctiling twice early is pretty good because you didn't have very many ways to draw a bunch of cards. However, he had Pheasant Skibbity in hand, and so noctiling one to get all the cards that you think you need first, and then Pheasant Dippitying so you can draw 3 cards so you can see what you draw before you see what you actually need is one of the ways that like sequencing happens.
Right,
and,
right.
You know, do the thing.
Lotte.
All right. We haven't attached for turn 2.
We
Just-
haven't.
there's a lot of stuff that we can be doing. Right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, let's reduce the variables a little bit. Let's play the second Noctowl.
Okay. Knockdown.
Cool. All right. So we've loaded up our bench. So let's grab something that will help us get some more bench space, which is the Stadium Area 0 Underdepths.
No. Okay.
And then just some other trainer. I don't know.
I guess time to see if this deck plays that card.
That's all right, but we're already adding a bunch of cards to hand. We could probably just grab a boss's orders to
Boss's orders?
Yeah.
Okay.
To threaten bosses next turn. Oh. Or we could grab Iono to punish
I don't
him
even know.
for-
I don't even know why Iona does.
Yeah, grab an Iono.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Put the fear of God in his eyes.
Uh oh. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But we won't play Iono this turn.
Right.
We will play Area 0 Underdepths immediately, though.
Okay.
Yeah. So this
What?
gives you 8 bench spaces instead of 5 bench spaces, but this also gives him 8 bench spaces
All
instead of 5
right.
bench spaces.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and Ultra Ball,
Okay. We'll go ahead and Ultra Ball.
and we'll go ahead and pitch 2 different energies for the cost of that.
Okay, we'll go ahead and pitch these 2.
Yeah, those 2.
Hmm.
All right. One thing about this deck, and you'll search your deck for any Pokemon, you'll add it to your hands.
Wait, hold on. Am I playing against Jose or am I
No,
playing against
here's the thing.
Tate?
He's-
Am I playing
Here's
against
the thing.
Tate?
I show him and he says yes or no, basically.
I did the same thing to Randy.
No, because you fought more with him.
I didn't.
I
fight.
listened to my professor.
Yeah, who's played more card games for longer? I think
I
you've
think,
grasped
I think it
Pokemon
was.
a lot more
I
handily
think
than
it
Tate
was.
has.
Not me.
The thing
I think it
with,
was not me.
Also, I believe I heard the words "I'm writing on my own."
Yeah, Tate has never said such
It
a
was
thing.
like, should I do this?
So the thing with Raging Bolt is that you're basically slugging back and forth.
No.
So you're knocking out his Pokemon, he's knocking out your Pokemon. So you want to get a Pokemon to set up for the next turn. So probably a Raging Bolt EX.
No,
is good.
don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Raw.
All right. I guess we can shuffle now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
We're probably going to
jeez.
start playing some cards that'll draw some cards. Tate, I don't say this often, but it is time to dance.
You can dance if you want to.
Dance first.
Okay.
No, I don't want to leave you. I don't want
It's
to
on the
leave.
field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Teal dance.
No.
Draw a card.
Do you have
Alright.
Iona in this deck?
Play that.
I
Play that
think I'm
thing.
playing one.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Raging Bolts it's a deck that kind of dies to Iona, so you don't want to Iona yourself.
I'll go ahead and
most of
put
the
down
time.
another
Ah,
Raging Bolt onto my
that makes
bench.
Okay.
But also, this deck
now that
lives
we
or
have-
dies on Sada.
2 ancient Pokemon.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and play Professor. Choose up to 2 of my ancient Pokemon and attach a basic energy card from my discard pile to each of them. If I've attached an energy card this way, I draw 3 cards. These 2.
No, don't.
All right. And then the important thing is to not misplay.
Yep. You could throw here.
So, yeah. Look at the energy cost requirement for the attacks.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I don't know.
And then.
Okay, and now you draw 3 cards.
I draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
You could boss's roar here.
Well, you can't boss right now.
Or
Yeah,
what is
because
it?
he played as
You
supporter.
get burst roar.
Oh,
Why would I want to do that?
So you can discard your hand.
Why would I want to do that?
You draw 6 cards.
he has enough energy to commit a murder.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and Earthen Vessel here.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do Earth Vessel again.
You got to discard a
and
card
then
to do so.
I'll do.
Throw away the that guy.
No.
All right,
And-
let's find some guys.
All right.
I forgot what the best.
So what do you need still on the bench? Well, energies.
Energies,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're getting 2 energies.
Yeah.
There you go. And then what's your second energy? If we got another teal mask, we can grab another grass energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, grab
No.
that sucker.
Okay, I'll go and put that down real quick. Let's go to hand.
Do we have a way to get another teal mask onto the bench? Like, say, some kind of ball? An
Oh,
orb
yeah.
geometry?
Look at that. Nesting ball.
Yeah, here you go.
Nesting ball.
Sorry, nest ball. Look at that. I'll put that there.
I am
Alright.
seeing the lines now.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
give the deck a shuffle. I mean, to be fair, too, if I help him, I help you.
I don't think you did.
Well, because you can see what he's doing.
Monkey see, monkey
Oh,
do.
that's what you mean.
Yeah, because
Gotcha,
you guys are playing the same deck.
Yeah, we're playing the same deck.
Yeah.
I think there are slight variations.
I'll go ahead and equip
Right?
this.
You guys
here.
aren't playing 1-to-1, right?
No.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
for
like I'm playing
example,
Superior Energy
I'll draw.
Retrieval, which lets you discard 2 cards to add 4 energy from your discard pile back to your hand. You don't want to play him.
Okay.
You got it. Bases are loaded. Time for a Grand Slam. Let's go ahead and attach another energy onto your other guy.
No.
Bam.
Cool.
Don't.
Okay.
Stop.
Look at all that energy.
Then Raging Bolt does 2/4, has 240 health.
Yes.
And it's
Okay.
20.
So you'll need
Cool.
4 energies to knock him out.
Cool.
This is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things you could do is you could take him off of. You don't need to switch it. You don't need to. do that.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Right.
looking right now.
So you could take him off of 1 energy on the field by doing a prime catcher of your own, because you can just prime catcher out his other raging bolts and then
That's smart.
move up your raging bolt.
Cool.
The other thing, you got some options too.
Yeah.
You can knock out Teal Mask Ogrepon just like he did for you, and then you got to put him on. You put him on like better have Teal Mask, right? Because like
No.
at most he can attach 3 energies the next turn using a Professor Sawdust and then an energy attach.
Right.
That will still knock out your Raging Bolt, however.
I got
Does
you.
that make sense? And so like either option or just straight up knocking out the 1 Raging Bolt in the front is an okay option.
Yeah, but I don't like him having an energy already equipped
Okay,
with
cool.
another. So I'm going to play Prime Catcher.
So
gonna
gonna
switch
take-
out that Raging Bolt.
and then now you have to switch.
I'll switch with this Raging Bolt.
Wowzers.
Nice.
Then,
I don't think we can do anything else.
yeah, I'll enter combat.
Okay.
Sorry, is that not what we say here?
Yeah, it's
I'll
fine.
sack 4 energies.
Yeah.
Wow. He's dead.
Take that sucker out.
Smack him down.
Randy's
And
Raging Bolt is
I'll take
dead.
2 prize cards.
Dose prize cards. Yes, sir.
Cool.
And then I have to put one up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Notably,
it's this one.
you promote a Pokemon before you draw a card because you need to know what you're promoting
Right.
before you draw.
Yep.
Now it's his turn.
Yeah.
Bueno. Ooh.
All right. So our goal on this turn is he has a bolt in the active. We have a bolt in the active. We just need to find a way to get 4 energy
Ooh, I
onto
don't-
the board.
okay, I don't think I'm doing that yet. Yeah. I think I'm going to Nest Ball.
And then, Jonathan, you also have 8 bench spaces, by the way.
Yeah.
Because you have a Terrastalized Pokemon.
That is true. That is true.
Yep. And you have some pretty good Pokemon in your hand. So
Yeah. What I like to do is I like
What
to
is
make
those?
2 groups of 4.
Okay.
That way it's a little easier to know when you have 8,
I see.
right? And also just makes it look a little neater. It's not necessary.
Might just want to.
Because in the Pokemon TCG
Oh, this
online
game's
app,
hard.
it just makes your bench wider.
This is hard.
So it's like, okay, cool. But your play space isn't infinite in
Because-
Right.
space because you know you
Yeah.
make flesh.
I want to finish all of my tutoring before I draw. That gives me a Pokemon.
You should get Luminion V.
No. Yeah, I know what you probably should get here.
It's probably just a second one of these. And it goes to my bench.
Yeah, it goes to the bench immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would do, yeah.
Okay.
And then I want to.
See, me helping you helped him.
Right.
Because I said, hey, you probably should have a second Raging Bolt loaded and locked and ready to go.
Does that have any other downside besides just 8
Well,
bench?
if it's gone, then you lose 3 Pokemon and go down, or you lose the Pokemon back down to 5. So if you have 8 on your bench, then you get to discard 3 Pokemon. Really, in this matchup, not much.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
Because you want to get rid of your Pokemon that are useless and sitting on your bench anyway. And so Noctowls and Fanrotoms all go first. And then all your other
Gotcha.
Pokemon go away second.
Yep, and then neither of you played this game, but gusting in Area Zero is a good way to get a Squawkabilly off of your bench. If you had to
Yeah.
play a turn 1.
Gotcha.
Because then you don't have to worry about your opponent taking the area or your Squawkabilly as an easy knockout.
I'm going to Pheasantipity.
Did you already shuffle?
No.
Give me those prize cards.
No. Yeah, don't look at that.
Which that reminds me. I've already used it.
I'm about to destroy this whole man's career.
I don't have a career, bud.
I'm about to destroy his hat.
Hey, I like this hat. It says dad mode.
I'm going to draw
I'm
3
not bad.
cards
It's
because you
bluey.
dared. You dared to do the thing. Oh, my goodness.
You're going to move your stone off of your Teal Mask Ogre Pond to the Pheasantipity so that you know you used it?
Yes,
there you go.
yes.
This might take a while.
No. Oh, you can only use one supporter?
Only one supporter.
One supporter. Yes, sir.
And like the supporter you want to use this turn is pretty locked in.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, he wants to play.
Okay.
Brock's Determination.
He wants to play Hex Maniac.
Hex Maniac wouldn't be bad. But it also wouldn't be great.
No, it wouldn't be good either. Lysander's trump card.
I guess I will
Guzma
go
Holotech.
ahead and I can activate this,
No.
No,
right? No.
only that's.
Oh,
only on your
first turn.
Yep.
Yep.
My bad. My bad.
Yeah.
It's obsolete now, bud.
It's obsolete.
Yeah.
Fans out of batteries.
Yeah. Me personally, I would.
Guess I'll bench this one for no reason.
There's also not really a reason not to.
Yeah, that's not a reason.
In fact, there is also a pretty good reason you'd want to as well.
Yeah, because he has that Iono in hand, right?
Well, so you can get a free retreat into a baby Pokemon so that you can ruin his prize mapping. Because he wants to take 3 knockouts. And if you put out
I
a baby
see.
Pokemon, you put him on 4 knockouts.
You right.
Because there's only so many resources this deck has in terms of putting energy out onto the fields and then doing the thing.
I guess I'll draw a card.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, that was a good one.
This is actually kind of fun. I loathe because I watch sometimes the streams and stuff. Whenever I see the judges kind of sitting there at the streaming table, I can tell that sometimes they're a little bored.
Right.
Yeah, and this
gonna
is really
look for
fun.
2
because
basic
it's
energy.
wow, we got really excited folks playing Pokemon here, and we're helping out.
We're also in between the idea of
The
a
last
child
2 in
learning
my
Pokemon
deck.
and an adult
Yeah,
Pokemon.
We're getting there.
And I think
I
these are
said
kind
one
of
more.
perfect decks to teach players with because
Okay.
there's nothing too convoluted. Whereas if I handed you Dragapult, that is one of the most complicated decks in the format, you might struggle a bit with that.
There's some concepts in here. It covers a lot of ground is what I think is the most interesting thing. Where it has stuff that it wants to do when you're going first, it has stuff that you want to do when you're going second, and it has a lot of stuff that you want to start setting up. Right? I made the mistake last game of playing Squawkabilly instead of going Fanrotom with the Ditto. I probably should have gone for Fanrotom. That
I'll
was
choose
a
these
mistake
2.
that I made on turn 1, but I knew it almost immediately.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose these 2.
Yep.
And then let me double check what I have in my hand. Yep.
Ay, ay, ay. Not bad, not bad.
Seems solid.
Okay. Okay, and then I get to draw 3 cards.
Because why not?
Yeah, because double patch wasn't good enough.
I mean, you can only use one of them. It has to do something crazy.
Well,
I would bench that.
Yeah, this one. And then I'll draw another card. And then I will...
You have not hard attached energy yet.
Nope. I'm going to Pal Pad,
Yes.
and I'm going to shuffle these 2 back in my deck.
wow.
Yeah, this deck is playing 6 copies of Professor Sada's Vitality.
Well, not just that, but like he's learning.
I'm learning.
He knows kung fu.
And then,
There's 2 more things that I would do this turn.
yeah, I'm going to attach, and I'm going to attach.
Yeah.
What does that do again?
Bravery Charm gives that basic Pokemon 50 extra HPs.
I
So
see.
Now you need 5 energy to KO this Raging Bolt.
Yeah, unless
Okay.
you figure out a way to knock off that or figure something else out.
Okay, I'm going to detach. What is that, 240?
Yeah, it's 240.
Yes.
So you need to sack 4.
Yep.
Destroy it.
Okay.
And get 2 prize cards.
Yippee.
I'm gonna move this up.
I think that's also really interesting that he got rid of the energies on the main attacker up front because he already has Latias, and so you could retreat for free next turn. And then also, like, if it knocks out, if we somehow figure out a way to knock out the Raging Bolt and the active, you're not down in energy for all the shenanigans that we might be pulling.
I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
use Skippity.
Hold up.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's see what's in your hand.
Let him do it. Let him do it.
Yeah.
Let him do it.
That.
I want to win. I want to win.
So read this before you do that.
Is
We're
this
not
one
going to do
mine?
that immediately.
Or that one's
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
You've not opened yours yet.
So, and then think about the ordering of what happens in the order of operations. If you drew cards first, then you played that, then you're down to 4 cards. Whereas opposed to if you played that and then drew 3 cards, you'd be up.
Right.
Don't listen to him.
Yeah. But we're gonna do some other stuff first.
Okay.
It's
Look where he got
we can
you.
go ahead and load that up.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put out another Raging Bolt.
You can do this.
Okay. I'll do a nest ball real quick.
All right. Let's see what we got.
What does Iono say?
Shuffle your hand, put it on the bottom of your deck, and then draw cards equal to the number of remaining prize cards that you have.
And it forces both players to do that.
Yeah.
That's not good. That would suck.
And there is
That's
there's a
probably
reason
the
that this
thing.
stupid
That's
bird is in every deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll put Latias EX to my hand.
But Iono existing is also the reason why putting the Sadas in when you did was correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Because now if he does Iono, you're more likely to draw into them.
Okay. Well, Latias.
Latias.
Because
okay.
Latias, Nestball says put it onto the bench. Yeah. So, yeah, you want Latias out.
Okay, and then switch to this one.
Nah, hold on.
No.
We'll see what we got first.
Okay.
We can Iono.
Okay. Yeah. Draw 3.
Well, no. Hold on. Play Iono.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iono.
Just shuffle your
So
hand.
shuffle your hand.
No.
The hand.
Just the
Yeah,
hand.
I did.
It's
Just the hand.
Hand goes on the bottom random. It doesn't get
Oh.
shuffled into the deck.
I had 7 cards. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4. I was like, well, I'm shuffling my
Shuffle,
hand.
shuffle your hand.
No, you
and
shuffle
then
the
put it on
hand, not
bottom.
into the deck.
Beep. And then you'll draw 4 and he'll draw 2.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
So this goes on the bottom?
Yeah, that goes on the
Yeah.
bottom.
Okay.
And then you'll draw 2.
Okay. Well, let's see here.
Not good.
Okay.
Not good.
So we got energy retrieval, which can put
So
some
what's the
energies
like-
back into your hand.
Like, this is actually fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big reason is
And so, like, the Latias retreat would have been if you drew into nothing, right? But since
Yeah,
you did
okay.
draw into some
Yeah,
stuff,
okay, I think
we
I
can
know,
start
yeah.
loading up to try
Yeah.
and
I'm gonna do
knock
energy
out.
retrieval. I'm gonna snag 2 plants.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm gonna do 1 and 2.
Those will go into your hand.
Let's go to my hand. I'll go ahead and equip there.
Using Teal Dance to draw a card.
Draw a card. Cool. And then I'll equip another one. And draw another
My
card.
only reaction is just shake my head.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, that's for next turn. Have you flipped any scripts yet?
I
don't think so.
have not, no.
So let's go ahead and draw 3 more cards.
Okay,
Good.
1
Yeah, that was pretty good.
and 3.
Yeah, you're sitting comfy because he has
Oh,
0
interesting.
ways of killing Fez now.
We do actually.
Don't kill my fist.
Switch.
So
I need my fist.
he's on 2 cards in hand, and Pheasantipity is currently his only draw power unless he draws into a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Read that card.
Okay.
Oh, he plays 2 ways?
Does he have the card that I'm thinking of?
Okay.
Get that skibbity.
Yeah.
No, don't kill my skibbity.
yeah. I'm going to cast Counter Catcher. I'm going to flip in your Skippity to the field.
See, I'm so used to Bolts just not playing that card.
It's for the mirror.
A mirror.
I took this deck list from somewhere.
Hey,
We don't need to do that right now. We can hold on to it. That way
Okay.
it opens up options because that essentially
Right.
turns the stuff in our trash can into cards in hand. We have it
Right.
detached per turn, and so we can load up the other Raging Bolts.
Boo, boo.
Yeah, just play that one.
Yeah.
out.
I'll put a basic fighting energy on it.
Cool. All right.
No.
Let's roast this bird. How
No.
much energy do you need to detach?
Okay, so
3.
I can't read from here. I didn't wear my glasses.
Pheasant's Skibbity is also on your bench.
Oh yeah, that's easier. Okay, so it's 210. Okay, cool. Yeah. So 70.
Do you have to detach both the fighting and the
No.
lightning?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can choose to detach one or the other. It's just like if you knock out his Raging Bolts, then what? Like that, it leaves an energy on the bench that could have been removed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So 3 energy to kill it.
And so it's 3 energy to kill,
Boop. 3 energy to smack it.
and then you'll take 2 prize cards.
I'll take 2 prize cards.
Oh, so
And Pheasant's Skibbity will die.
Yeah.
I think I want to put in a 1 prize card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a free pivot too
Yeah.
in Latias EX.
Okay.
So
Hilarious.
All right. Well, I'm basically
Let's
dead
see.
or alive by the top of the deck.
Yep, let's see what we draw.
All right, next turn you just want to concede
Okay.
because that'd be
Okay.
funny as heck.
Does this get me anywhere? I don't think it
I
does.
don't think so.
Huh. That sucks.
Actually, yes, it does.
It does?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, I'm doing it. I'm an Ultra Ball.
Yep.
Second Pheasantipity?
There is a card that he got off of his prizes last turn.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm going to get Mew.
Yeah.
What does Mew do?
I didn't even read. I was like, well, prize cards. Heck yeah.
Mew says restart. You can draw up to, once a turn, you can draw up to 3 cards. Or you can draw until you have 3 cards, sorry.
Okay.
I'll
So-
activate.
Yeah, he has no cards in hand. He can draw 3 cards.
Okay.
And he can do this
I got
once
it.
every
Oh,
turn.
yeah, that's
I'm going to retreat.
game. He
Well, we made him sweat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going
Does he
to
have the energy?
do this.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, he does now.
Yeah, he does now.
Can I counter?
No.
Darn.
It has to go.
Oh, they go to separate different ones. So put the
Yeah, no. He put it on that one already. He put it on that one.
No, you're cheater. You're cheater.
I mean, technically, he placed illegally too, and so he would have to do a legal.
Oh, yeah.
thing, and
I would
so-
have wanted it like this anyways. But with this right here.
I mean, it doesn't really matter here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I got to play tight.
It matters to me.
Yeah, you win here unless you don't win.
Yeah, how much do I need?
Draw 3 cards, bud.
Oh, yeah, I get to draw.
So all you need is an energy.
Yeah, I have an energy.
You have so much energy.
Put an energy card from my discard pile to my hand.
Darn.
Yeah.
I want to play again. Dang it.
I mean, most of our matches on Sundays are best of 3s.
You make me work on Sundays.
Well, so that's the thing. We could probably play best of 3. Or
Okay,
we could
I
play
don't need
different
to- I
decks
don't need to
too.
go
Yeah.
anymore.
We also have 30 minutes.
Oh,
Defeat you. Defeat you.
What if I
Defeat
said
you.
no?
Defeat
What if I
you.
just said no?
Defeat you.
How'd you feel about that? If I just
Defeat
said
you.
no.
I get my last 2 prize cards. I
Okay,
would-
first off, this game is stupid. I would like to clarify that. This game is rigged.
Yay! High
Get you and that
five.
stupid hat out of here.
Yeah, give
you
me-
guys both did pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, actually.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Fine. I acknowledge it. Good job.
Yeah.
But I'll be spiteful the entire time.
Yeah, this game rules because I won. If I had lost,
And this
buddy.
game sucks because I lost.
Yeah.
I actually have one like very, very minor pointer for your last turn.
What's up?
So on your last turn, what probably would have been correct was to leave the lightning and fighting on your active raging bolt. Reason being, he's at 2 prizes. If he kills the raging bolt, you lose anyway. And so if you need to, like if he doesn't have a way to take a KO and he has to go to like a 1 prizer, that gives you the option to manual attach and
I
pass.
got you.
See, so my issue is that I always think about the next turn, even when I don't have a next turn.
Right, I got you.
I do that a lot. That's like one of the like common mistakes that I make in high level Pokemon play is that I will be like, okay, cool, I do this, and my opponent's looking at me like, what the heck is this guy doing?
You're Yu-Gi-Oh-ing.
well, like they're like, this is bad manners. He's like time, like, oh my god, and I'm just like, oh wait a minute, you're on 2 prizes. I just win or lose the next turn. Oops, my bad. And then like I'm genuinely like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, dude. Luckily,
I see where my
I don't
OG
play a lot of
prizes.
competitive Pokemon. That's rough.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were they?
In the prize and an Ultra Ball.
Poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other like weird thing about this matchup, the reason why the taking Area 0 wasn't correct in the first turn is because it does 3 things. First thing it does is it forces him to find it because you didn't need Area 0 that turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second thing it does is that you had some Pokemon in your hand, neither of which you really wanted to bench. You don't want to bench the Pheasantipity because you can't draw cards yet, and if he finds a way to get to find like Slitherwing Prime Catcher, then he takes 2 prizes and is offering 1.
Gotcha.
I did that to Randy first game by discarding my Area 0 to Ultra Ball because I was like, Randy's gonna give me an Area 0 maybe
Deep,
if he needs it, if I need it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And so sometimes playing Area 0 on the first turn is correct. Say that you're like going second and you have like the Fan Rotom and all of the Noctowls and like a bunch of bolts and masks.
Gotcha.
Already in hand, yeah. Or ways to get those.
This feels like a game that I would just love to solitaire for like an hour.
You could do that.
Gold fishing in this game is great.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Especially
That was
with
fun.
Raging
That was
Bolt.
fun.
Yeah, you do so much, but at the same time, it's very like controlled in what you're doing.
And this goes for just about any tooled up deck. Like most of the time, if you're not doing stuff, then you're probably in control of the situation. You're saving resources for later turns. And so it's a very interesting game in the sense that like your action economy is like simultaneously like so crazy, but at the same time like you gotta control when it comes out.
Yeah, because running out of resources is a real thing that will happen.
Yeah. Like when you discarded the Professor Sawdust Vitality, we both like, ooh, cringe, because you only have 4 in the deck, unless you pop had 2 of them back. But, better lucky than good, I guess, right?
Yay, I'll take it. I love the luck.
Yeah, because like definitely on that turn, like Ultra Balling for a Fan Rotom or like a Noctowl so you can discard it with Vessel was correct. But the second one, grabbing Fez, was 100% correct. You want to have it in hand.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fez strikes me as a very, very good card.
Yeah, the fact that you can draw 3 cards whenever a
Just get to
Pokemon
draw
dies,
friggin'
that's
3
pretty
All
nice.
right. This deck recently won a regionals.
And
so, like, we were like, okay, cool, these guys better. Well, I mean, we know you guys deal with cards on a regular basis, multiple $100 cards and stuff like that, right? But, like, this recently won a regionals, and so this would theoretically be a really expensive deck, huh?
right.
Not really.
Nope.
Base set of this, like without the full arts, like Randy's playing the Professor Sawdust Vitality, it's like $60.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like the funny thing is that going off of base rarity alone, the most expensive card in the deck is Pheasantipity, sitting at around $15.
Wow. Okay.
And you play 1.
Yep. Like basic Mews are sitting at like between 5 to 10ish, I believe. Basic bolts are like 7.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason why these guys aren't scared is because these guys are Magic the Gathering players, and when you're used to playing Magic the Gathering, you're used to grabbing a playset of $15 cards as opposed to a playset of $2 to $3 cards, which Raging Bolt, if it were a Magic card, would probably be like $15. But in reality, the base copy of Raging Bolt is like $1, $2 maybe.
Don't ask me how much it is for the Screaming Nemesis I need.
Oh yeah, the Screaming Nemesi.
Nemesi.
This card used to be like 25 up copy, and now it's like 2.
Wow.
Because it's been reprinted like
Twice.
3 times now.
That's-
I would like to say I'm a legacy player.
Yeah.
Money is no.
Money is no
You
object.
know.
We have a format for
Disgusting.
you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Expanded and/or GLC.
hey.
That's on Tuesday nights.
Oh, I'll see y'all there.
Yeah, the crazy thing about Pokemon is how accessible it is. Like a lot of children's card games don't feel like children's. Like look at Yu-Gi-Oh, a children's card game, not a children's card game because you need an adult wallet to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
You also have to read
You also have
a
to read.
lot.
I can't.
Pokemon, very much a children's card game. They make a lot of cards accessible. They make it really easy to like achieve the cards before it rotates into standard because they have a 2-week waiting period between the release date of the set and then the set legality date for play, which is why Destined Rivals released this Monday, but it won't be able to be played until 2 Fridays from now.
Right.
Nice.
Not this Friday, but the next one.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think another example is like at its prime, like directly after it won Worlds. I think the Iron Thorns deck was like $20 to build total.
Yeah.
That's 1/4 of a Ragavan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon
Nice.
is one of the most accessible and most fun card games, especially since every product in Pokemon gets you a code card to scan that card into the TCG Live app so that you can get that not the exact same product for some things, but you can get that product in the game. So if you buy a structure deck, you get that structure deck online.
Got you.
If you buy a pack, you get that pack online.
I gotta be honest, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
fun.
It's definitely good. I would definitely get into it if I wasn't playing 2 other
You're
card
giving
games
this
already.
to me for winning?
No, but like one of the ways that Pokemon kind of balances this balancing act out is that Mew is like a $5 card, but it has a like $30 version, it has like $50 version, and it has a $200 version.
Yeah.
It simultaneously keeps itself very accessible to play while also giving you those big lottery chase cards to hit.
Okay.
Which is great for the collecting aspect of this card game. It's probably the best of both worlds in terms of like playability, accessibility, and also just sheer collecting. I mean, we know this because we're constantly out of Pokemon product because people just keep buying it and then like opening it up to try and pull those chase cards. Like, look at Prismatic Evolutions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Gonzo.
We love you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah. Like I think the most expensive possible standard legal card right now is the like crazy like black and white era gold Ultra Balls, which are like 2,000 a pop, I believe. But normal Ultra Balls are 2 cents.
If that.
Okay. Okay.
One of my favorite aspects of the game, aside from its accessibility, is how much the mechanics, the simplistic mechanics of the game. Because if you look at it from a normal play perspective, right? You have an attack that costs energy. You got 1 energy your turn. You got 6 prize cards. You got so many cards in your hand. And you got so many cards that like manipulate that can work together as pieces. Because Teal Mask Ogerpon almost feels like it was built for Raging Bolt, but it wasn't. It's just a enabler for this ability because it's not an ancient Pokemon, right? It's just a random Terra type that just so happens to get energies. And so there's a lot of generic staples that you can like. If you built Raging Bolts, you can then take 30 to 50% of those cards and then use them in another deck. So if you're like, I want to pivot to another strategy, well then some of those cards are going into the new deck, right? Like all your like Bravery Charms could be played in multiple decks. Judges, Boss's Orders, Prime Catchers, Pheasantipity is in every single deck as a one-of. Mew can be in most copies of every single deck. And then, like, there's a bunch of different mechanics that, like, mess around with some of these things. One of my favorite cards right now is the Lucky Chansey from a 151 set. So it says if you draw it from the prize cards, you can reveal it to your opponent and then flip a coin. And if you flip heads, you can play it onto your bench and get an extra prize card, which basically turns a 2-prizer into a potential 3-prizer or 4-prizer. The way you do this is you play Cypher Maniac's Coding, which is a card that says, look for any 2 cards in your deck, put them on top of your deck after shuffling, right? And then you play a card called Lucky Lotto Ticket or something like that, which takes your prize cards, puts them back on the bottom of your deck, and then lets you take the top 6 cards of your deck and put them into your prize cards. But it doesn't shuffle those your prize cards into the prize cards, and so you theoretically know or should know where those 2 Chanseys are. And so in a deck like Goldango, which plays all those cards except for Chansey right now, right? You can and Lucky Lottery Ticket because it's a secret stupid tech. Like you probably don't play this in the highest echelons of play. You can put them on top, shuffle or put them into your prize cards, take those 2 prize cards after knocking out an opponent and go, oh, look at that, 2 Chanseys, what are the odds?
Heck yeah.
And then take
Yeah.
2 more prize cards. Imagine you did this after already taking 2 prize cards. Like,
That's
buddy.
that's a wild feeling. Wow.
Yeah, you win.
Yeah.
And then there's one of the other things about Pokemon that's really interesting is it has a deck building restriction that Magic really doesn't. So like in the Raging Bolt deck, for example, we have all of these cards, like the Jamming Tower that turns off tools, the Judge that can disrupt your opponent's hand. These are cards that are all like very, very good in very specific situations and against specific matchups. To a competitive Magic player, this screams sideboard cards, but in Pokemon, we don't have one of those.
Oh,
So
okay.
so if there's like a deck that you need to answer, you have to main board your answer to it.
Yes.
Okay.
And some of the times, like in Magic, if you draw into it, it's a dead card in hand. You're not even you're hating that you drew it. But in Pokemon, dead cards are okay because there's a lot of cards that say discard to do the thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's like don't need the Raging Bolt. You can just Ultra Ball it away.
Yep, there it goes. Yeah.
I didn't want to read this guy. Oops.
Yeah, he saw recent success in regional top because a lot of people are playing Badoo, which slows down the pace of play a lot, right? And people are kind of relying on you not taking out Pokemon while you're Badooing. However, if you Crispin and then put in a couple energy on him, you can start knocking out baby Pokemon using his bench sniping attack, which is another strategy
Wait
in
a
Pokemon is
second.
knocking out your opponent's bench.
That's what Raging Bolt looks like?
Yes.
Yeah,
See, I thought he was like a tiger.
I thought he was like Raikou.
he is Raikou, but he is a giraffe-shaped Raikou.
Yeah, like there
nothing.
was there was a ancient paradox Pokemon for each of the Johto dogs. So like, and they're all dragon types. So like, there's a dragon Entei with a huge crown thing on him. There's the Suicune looks like a Velociraptor.
Oh.
Yeah, and Entei looks like technically a giraffe because it's mammalian in features and long neck, but like he like screams like long neck dinosaur.
It's really funny in VGC because Raging Bolt and Farigiraf are both really good. So just having these two really long-necked Pokemon on the field is really fun
Yeah,
to look at.
They're not
off
tall.
screen.
They just have giraffe
50%
ass
of the
necks.
time.
If only a Alolan Executor was good.
Yeah.
Well, with that, guys, I think it's about time we close this up. Thank y'all so much for teaching me and Jonathan Pokemon. I'm more appreciative more than Jonathan, so y'all should hate Jonathan more than me
Ah, yes.
because Jonathan's a sore winner. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I have that dog in me. I just
The dog needs to be put outside.
If I don't win, we need to take crybaby breaks.
All right.
Yeah, so
But
I'm
no.
glad that didn't happen.
Okay, cool. And now for the Patreon segment. So this is
Hey.
probably going to get cut off on the end, but we can keep it in so that we can film it because I need to explain the dice rolling incident.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So, top 8 finals or like semifinals, right? Of a Pokemon World Cup, right? This is like world level event. This is not nationals. This is not RCQ level, right? This is streamed global.